Wow, he coaches offense now.
Yeah.
Good deal. High school, it's Shaw Eagles football as this morning the Shaw Eagles host the Vandebilt Catholic Terriers in the very first game ever played at this new stadium on campus at Archbishop Shaw. As mentioned, along with Jeff Woochen, we expect Mark Williams to join us as well. Matt Sims will be our sideline reporter. I'm Ken Trahan. Cartrell back in studio producing in a historic day here in Marrero as Archbishop Shaw opens its new football stadium. It's been a long time coming. It's a real blessing, and it's part of a Shrimp and Jambalaya Festival on campus today for Archbishop Shaw, celebrating their school and showing it to everyone, and there's so much to show. It's a wonderful school, wonderful tradition, a wonderful football tradition, too, that's taken a little bit of a hit most recently, but it's a tradition that can be recovered under the direction of Tommy Connors. The Eagles come into this game with a record of 0-2. They lost at Escambia, Florida, 42-13, and then lost a heartbreaker at Belle Chase, a school that Jeff knows a little bit about too, 12-10 last week in a game that Shaw led in the fourth quarter but couldn't quite hold on. Vandebilt Catholic is 1-1. The Terriers lost 14-10 to Thibodaux, and then they turned around and they defeated H.L. Bourgeois 13-7. So players are gathering at the center of the field for ceremony that's taking place right now, which is why the game's starting a little bit late. But Jeff, it's great to have you back with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Ken. It's really an exciting day. I'm kind of getting chills right now with the dedication of the field. Kind of weird to sit up here and look down on our old practice field. A lot of Saturday morning JV games and a lot of practices taking place out there.
Really is special. So, again, that ceremony taking place as we speak. This game was slated to start at 11, and it's been pushed back because of the festivities and ceremony, and understandably so. So, Jeff, remind people about how long you spent at Archbishop Shaw.
I spent 14 years at Archbishop Shaw. I was actually the defensive coordinator for most of those times. That was Scott's fault for all the bad offensive calls.
No doubt about it.
So it was 14 great years here. I would never trade that in for anything in my life. I've made such great relationships and moved on to business. And just yesterday met with a former player's dad, business-wise. So I would never trade in my time here at Archbishop Shaw. Such a great school, great tradition, and I think this stadium really makes everybody proud that's associated with the Archbishop Shaw Eagles.
Well, it's a special day here. Of course, it's a warm day, too, and the heat could play a little bit of a factor in this one. And the Eagles are wearing their dark uniforms, their green-on-green look today, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. But as for the teams on the field, Jeff, this is a Shaw team that has been going through tough times, as we talked about. They did not win a game last year. They've lost 17 straight. They've come close at least 3 or 4 times, including last week. You just get the feeling if they can break through and get one, that it's going to change the mindset, because winning is a mindset, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, once you get into the habit of winning, those little small things that go against you go for you. You win the games in the last minute. You get the turnover to turn the game to turn the game around. There's just all those little things that happen during the game that seem to go your way when you have that mindset of winning. And you're right. It's not for a lack of trying. I know I've been around the program a little bit in the last couple of years, and Tommy Connors is doing a great job. They're coaching as hard as anybody out there. They condition all summer long. They're doing all the right things. It's just they need a break or two to go their way and to get the program going in the right direction.
The last victory for Archbishop Shaw was October 14th of 2016 when they beat Belle Chase 20-7. Now, when you look at this matchup, Shaw has had the upper hand. Remember, these two schools, and you know this, were in the same district together in 4A, so they played each other consecutive years, and Shaw has a win streak. They have really handled Vandebilt Catholic, beat them 4 straight times over a period of time. Shaw was a winner, of course, in 2005, 28-7, 56-7 in 2006, 38-28 in 2007, and then 35-0 in 2008. So you were part of those games. You remember them very well. What do you remember about facing Vandebilt Catholic?
Well, Vandebilt Catholic was always a well-coached team, tough, hard-nosed. We had a couple of blowout wins, but I can remember that game down in Houma. That was a shootout to the end. They had a quarterback by the name of Evan Mistich who went on to play baseball for Oklahoma. Very good athlete. They had some good running backs, and they were always hard-nosed on defense. So they were always well-coached. It was not a gimme game when we went into it. We were fortunate to have some really good teams back in those days in the 4A league and came out victorious. But they were always, Vandebilt was always well represented and always a tough team to prepare for.
And obviously, Vandebilt Catholic comes into this game off of a solid winning season. 7-4 a year ago. They were 3-3 in District 7 4A. They lost in the playoffs to Archbishop Hannon 35-20. And as mentioned, they're 1-1 this year as they've played 2 low-scoring tight games, which I kind of think this one is going to be. They lost to Thibodeau 14-10, beat H.L. Bourgeois 13-7. Now they had a 10-0 lead over Thibodeau in that game, and they simply couldn't hold it in that particular game. And the Tigers scored twice in the fourth quarter to win that game, 14-10. And then, of course, last week they were scoreless at the half against H.L. Bourgeois, and Emil Armand threw a 10-yard touchdown pass to Hunter Porsche in overtime to win the game. Now, here's the significant thing. Their defense is good. They have not allowed a first-half score this season to this point.
Well, that's an impressive stat. I mean, I know Shaw wants to get off to a quick start. They did last week against Belchase. I was actually at the game, and then they kind of faded down toward the end. Again, just going back to those things that you need to do to win the game. They fumbled on the, had a snap go over the quarterback's head on the 1-yard line going in for the winning touchdown. So those are the type of things that I hope that I know Coach Connors wants to correct today and come out on top for a victory on this big, significant day for Archbishop Shaw High School.
Well, that's such a good thing to have this game on the same day. You're having a big festival on campus. You bring a lot of people to campus, and that's the whole idea, to show off what you have, because this is a great school, and they've always had the green space that everybody would love to have. And now we go on campus and we find a football stadium and a baseball stadium. Things have changed dramatically here.
Yes, I mean, people didn't realize the acreage that Shaw had. You always saw the front of the school from the West Bank Expressway, but they never realized how much green space we had back here in the school. So it was always a perfect place to build a field. We just couldn't get it going, and all credit to the people who have gotten this done, because the field looks great, the stands are look good, and the press box is air conditioned, so that's a good thing.
Somehow, as we say in the media industry, you buried the lead. It's a nice thing, to say the least, when you consider where we've been and what we've experienced previously. Of course, Tommy Connors, a young man that understands the history of Archbishop Shaw. He was a big part of that history. He came to school here, was an all-state player, outstanding player for you guys, and then went on to be an All-American defensive back at Southeastern Louisiana. When Scott Bain's father departed, this was a good hire by Archbishop Shaw.
Absolutely. I hold a little special place in my heart. I was actually Tommy's position coach. Again, like you said, he was all-state and then went on to Southeastern. I believe he got voted into the Southeastern Hall of Fame. And I was looking at pregame, Ken. I said, well, if the coaches could suit up, I definitely think Shaw would have the advantage, because you have Tommy Connors, all-state, played college football at Southeastern. Chad Boyd, all-state, played college football at Louisiana Tech. Ramad Robinson, who was our quarterback, that blew his knee out in his senior year. Yeah. So the coaching staff is really good. But, yes, Tommy, has been here. He's just one of those guys that, bleed green, and there's so many of them that hopefully I'll get to mention some of them during the broadcast, that I know this is just a really special day for him, a special moment.
Very much so, and we're looking forward to what transpires here today and for many years to come at this particular facility. Well, you look at the players as we get into things. First of all, for Vandebilt Catholic, of course, the big story everybody has been talking about is the departure of Andrew Robinson, their fine quarterback. Robinson left to transfer to Hunville and has since been declared ineligible, suspended for the year. Terribly unfortunate situation, and we mention that as a matter of fact because of Vandebilt Catholic playing here today. And, people have an opinion, and we've stated ours frequently about this. That said, it really obviously affected their team because Robinson is a really good quarterback, so their offense has struggled a little bit to replace him. They are running it at a 3-to-1 ratio pretty much, 81 runs, 28 passes on the year, and total yardage on the year. The Terriers, 367 yards in 2 games, which includes 287 rushing and 80 passing. And they're averaging 183.5 yards per game and allowing 186.5 per game. So their offense has struggled. Their defense has played well. And you look at their offense and you're looking for weapons at quarterback, Emil Armand, a senior, is 10 for 24, 89 yards and a touchdown. He's rushed 16 times for just 13 yards. If you're looking for a playmaker on their offense and trying to find a guy to watch that could be a difference maker in this game, that's going to be Drew Rios, the senior, at 6 foot, 195 pounds. He missed nearly all of last year with a knee injury. Rios this year has 55 carries, 234 yards, and a touchdown. He has 2 catches for 5 yards as well. So he would seem to be the player that Shaw would have to contain here.
Yeah, looking back on Robison's stats last year, anytime you lose a quarterback that threw for 2,300 yards and 28 touchdowns, that's a fabulous year in any level of football. So I know they probably struggled to find their identity on offense, and it looked like they went more from a passing offense, obviously, to a running offense. So I'm sure Shaw will be ready for that. But anytime you go into your year thinking a quarterback's coming back and he doesn't, that's a tremendous blow to your team. And so I'm sure they've struggled, obviously, on offense a little bit this year.
Definite setback. Defensively, the senior cornerback, Brennan Patterson, who could play both ways because he plays some wide receiver too, he has 14 tackles on the year. He has a sack to go along with that. He's recovered a fumble, an interception last year. So Brennan Patterson, a 6 foot, 188-pound senior, is a player to watch. And Luke Rhodes, their senior linebacker, who has 12 tackles on the year, solid as well. But as mentioned, the numbers would indicate that their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like they're riding their defense right now until they get their identity on offense. And like you said, they haven't allowed a first half score through 2 games, so that's impressive. So believe me, I'm sure the Shaw coaches have mentioned that a couple of times this week, and they're going to try and get off on the right foot and get a score on the board very early in this game.
They have a solid place kicker in Reed Berg. He had a really good year last year, 8 of 12 field goals and 48 of 49 extra points. And anytime you have a close game, the kicking game can be a separator.
Yes, especially in this type of game. I'm sure conditioning and the heat's going to play a part into it. It may come down to a field goal, or how many times have you seen high school games decided by who makes the extra point or not. So it seems to be Vandebilt may have a little bit of edge in the kicking game, but we'll see.
A lot of conjecture about, and we'll talk about Shaw's team individually when we come back after the break in just a couple of minutes. But when you talk about 4A, and you talk about Shaw playing in 4A, which you guys did, and you went to state championship games 3 straight times, that's 4A.
We have another announcer here. We're doing a broadcast.
Ridiculous. Anyway, when you're talking about that situation, you guys competed well at 4A. Do you feel like that's something that's going to be the case as well here?
Well, I'm sure Mark Williams would be better to speak to that than myself, but we did have a lot of success in 4A. We went to the state championship game 3 straight years. I'm sure that will be something that they talk about with the administration here at Shaw. Maybe Shaw may be able to compete a little bit better in the 4A, but it's just such a tough thing to give up the tradition of the Catholic League. I know that's always something that weighs on their mind when they talk about those things. It's just special to be able to play Jesuit, Holy Cross, Rummel for all those the Saturday games, or hopefully on a Friday night now here at Shaw. So it's something they weigh, against being in the Catholic League and all the traditions versus going down to 4A. So it's something I know that they've talked about, and like I said, I'm sure Mark Williams would have a little better insight in that than me.
And it's a tough decision to make because of the immense traditions and the rivalries that you have in the Catholic League, and on the other hand, there's a consideration for numbers and the ability to compete as well, and that's what makes this tough.
Yes, numbers-wise versus competing in the tradition. That's basically what it comes down to. It's just all the coaches in the Catholic League know each other. It's such an easy relationship, trading films, talking about tickets, league rules, all that kind of stuff. It's so much easier with the Catholic League, just because we've been doing it for so long with the same people, for so many years. So it is a really, really tough decision, and I'm sure they'll have to make it again when reclassification comes up again.
It's Archbishop Shaw and Vandebilt Catholic coming up. We'll take a time out here. When we continue, we'll address Shaw and talk about players to watch and contributions and everything regarding the Eagles as well. So we're glad you're with us from this stadium opening situation at Archbishop Shaw, and we'll be back in just a moment. You are listening to and watching Shaw football on WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and at CrescentCitySports.com. Ken Trahan, along with our good friend Jeff Wooten, as we continue from the new Archbishop Shaw Stadium here as Shaw takes on Vandebilt Catholic in the opener for the stadium and the third game of the season for both teams. And looking forward to seeing what transpires here this evening. And the Archbishop Shaw Eagles, when you look at what they're accomplishing here thus far this year, it's been interesting, Jeff, because they played a very good Escambia team who I saw beat Rummel. So that's a good football team. And then, of course, the game last week, they had a real chance to defeat Belchase and let it get away. So, again, do you see anything here that gives you the idea that Shaw has a chance to be, a team that can break through and be successful this year?
Well, Ken, just looking at the pregame warm-ups, it looked like Shaw is going to match up very well size-wise. Just like last week, Shaw matched up very well against Belchase size-wise, because one of the disadvantages Shaw does have is their size. They're just not as big as some of the other teams that they're going to play throughout the season. But it looks like in the pregame, just looking at the size of Vandebilt and Shaw, it looks like they match up very well. Skill-wise, we won't know until the game starts, but we'll see about that. But I do think that Shaw has a real good chance of winning this game, looking at the two teams and the size.
Well, we'll see what transpires. The Eagles are taking the field as we speak. When you look at Shaw individually, Tyler Nicola, the quarterback, again, has completed 18 of 50 passes for 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And, of course, he got a chance to come in last year and play and showed that he was worthy of the starting job, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a tough kid, not very big, again, but tough West Bank kid. Watched him play last week, very composed in the pocket, throws a nice ball to the receivers, and it looks like they were leaning a little bit more toward the pass than the run last week, so we'll see if that continues this week as well.
Well, when you look at the rest of the Shaw offense, Blake Billiot, 28 carries, 130 yards on the year, has been their leading rusher. They have a couple of guys that have factored in the passing game. Ashton Johnson, 9 catches for 158 yards and a touchdown. And Christian Jourdain, 6 catches for 118 yards and 2 scores. So they've been able to make some plays in the passing game.
Yeah, I was impressed with the receiver, number 13, Ashton Johnson, last week. He looks like he has a little attitude out there on the field and wants to take charge and get things done. So look for him to have a big game tonight as well, or today as well.
Well, it looks like it's one of those games where, whoever doesn't make mistakes has a great chance to win. Right now we pause for the national anthem. The Shaw Band will perform that following the prayer here, and then we'll have the start of the game coming up as well. First, the Archbishop Shaw Band. Archbishop Shaw Eagle marching band getting it ready for this morning's historic contest here at Shaw. Eagles have already taken to the field on the sideline. Vandebilt Catholic will do the same shortly. The Shaw defense, Mark Smith, of course, has been a really good football player for this team when you look at what Mark's been able to do in the last couple of years.
Yeah, again, he's put up some impressive numbers. 5'11", 240-pound senior. He'd be one of the bigger guys that are playing on the line for Shaw. They just don't have enough of those guys. But last week they did a real good job against Shaw, against against Belchase. Their running back Ralph Jones was one of the top rushers in the area. They did a pretty good job of containing him. So again, we'll see what we can do against a ground-oriented Vandebilt Catholic offense this morning.
Well, of course, the other defensive players of note, Cade Cardinal's been here and played well for this team. for quite some time now, and he's been good. Peyton Clement has done well. The senior's got 11 and a half tackles, so he's been good as well.
Yep, so, a little experience there. I know they got a lot of experience last year with playing some young guys. So, again, we'll see how they can stand up against the Vandebilt Catholic run-oriented offense today and hold them down and try and eke out a victory here this morning.
Captains will be meeting at the center of the field. And Shaw dressed in their all green jerseys and green pants, white helmets with the familiar Shaw logo, and then of course Vandebilt Catholic in their road whites, blue numerals trimmed in old gold helmets, and the royal blue pants. As the captains convene, and we'll have the coin toss, and we'll check in with Matt Sims. Trey Ortego, one of the captains for Shaw, along with the fullback Austin Billiot, also out there for Shaw, would be 33, and that is Jeffrey Boyd. And the fourth captain is Kate Cardinal. So they meet at the center of the field to have the coin toss now. And right on the new Shaw logo at the center of this field. And Vandebilt Catholic won the toss. They've deferred, so they're going to play defense and put Shaw on offense first to start this game. No surprise, given the defensive notion that we spoke of for both teams here. That would seem to be the strength.
And I'm sure the Shaw coaches put a big emphasis on this opening drive to try and put some points on the board. It's always bulletin board material when a team hadn't given up points in the first half. A little extra incentive.
So Shaw will get the ball first to get things started here this morning, and I have to catch myself and say this morning, so somehow I was ready to say this afternoon or evening. But
a lot of 2 o'clock games at Hoss Memphis Stadium.
You got that right. Been to a few 11 a.m. games too before. This one was originally slated for 11, but moved back to 11:30. But we're here, we're ready, and we're looking forward to it as we're about to get this one started. As the Eagles will get the ball first, and
I can hear in the background Kenny, the voice of the Eagles for who knows how long. Tommy Trahan.
Yep.
I mean, that's the guy that I think about with this historic day here. Guys like that he's probably seen more Shaw football games than anybody. He's also the moderator for the cheerleader team, so for many years.
Christian Jourdain will drop back deep along with Javon Toney for the Eagles. And Reed Berg is expected to kick it off for Vandebilt Catholic. He'll tee it up on the left hash mark.
Very hot, humid day, Kenny. Conditioning obviously is going to play a big part in today's game. Both squads don't look like they have the numbers as they used to.
Here's the kickoff. We're underway. Berg hits it deep toward the end zone, and we talked about how good a kicker he is, and there you see it. A touchback. Shaw will start from its own 20-yard line. The Eagles will take to the field with Tyler Nicola, quarterback. Blake Billiot, Rayon McGrew, Austin Billiot will be in the backfield. Christian Jourdain, Ashton Johnson, Jace Wildman, Jacob Guidry, the receivers. Should see Dorian Lewis as well. Up front, Josh Boulay, Zane Murphy, Ethan Dickerson, Jerron Baptiste, and Michael Klaus for the Eagles. Vandebilt Catholic defense, which has been good up front. Hayden Klingman, Josh Barker, John Trapp. We'll see Chandler Rhodes, Jules Calais, Luke Rhodes at linebackers. And the secondary, Brendan Patterson, Jacob Stufley, Kenny Franklin, Braden Heck, Chad Corns, 1st and 10 Eagles from their own 20-yard line to get things started. McGrew is the running back behind the big fullback. Billiot to get things started here. Straight eye formation, and the give to the fullback. Billiot, he's hit and dropped after a short gain of 2. Has a good job on the tackle by Chandler Rhodes. And he had help from Luke Rhodes. So, Austin Billiot for a couple. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, first play in Shaw Stadium history, a basic handoff to the fullback. Couldn't get any simpler than that. Coach Z would be happy.
We'll try to check in with Matt here in a moment here. 2nd down and 8. And now we get a whistle, and the referee wants to sort things out. Now he does. And Shaw will be to the line of scrimmage, and he'll have twin receivers left and a single to the right on 2nd down and 8. Vandebilt Catholic showing a 5-man front. Again, the I formation. On 2nd and 8, give to McGrew running right, finds a little room across the 25, broke a tackle, 30, first down, 35-40. He's at the 45, he's at the 50, he's into Vandebilt Catholic territory. An outstanding run by Rios McGrew, and a first down to the Vandebilt Catholic 45-yard line.
Little slot cutting a hole, and he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Again, looking at the front seven of Vandebilt, they're not very big, so I think this would be a very good matchup for the Shaw's offense.
Gain of 33 yards to the Vandebilt Catholic 45-yard line, and a first down for the Eagles, and a really good start here for Shaw, this opening possession. Scrimmaging from the Vandebilt Catholic 45 with receivers to either side. Nickel wants to pass. He's going to look and flip it deep. Receiver there, and he's got it inside the 25 and down to about the 20-yard line. Nice throw and catch. Jacob Guidry, his second catch of the year, and another Shaw first down as he gets 25 yards on that one.
Nice throw by Nichols. It was he threw the ball before even the receiver got out of his cut, so it was a very nice throw to the corner.
So Jacob Guidry with the catch and a first down to the 25-yard line. I formation once again. Snap it. Run it right, and this time short yardage for about 2 or 3 yards. That's Blake Billiot on the carry, so Blake Billiot gets his first carry of the game and picks up about 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Let's check in with Matt Sims, our third man on the scene, who's on the sideline. Matt, good morning. What's going on?
Hey, good morning to you, Ken. Well, I tell you what, the sideline's really fired up and excited after those 2 big plays. And I tell you what, if you're going to break a 17-game losing streak, why not do it against a team that you've won the last 5 contests against, as Shaw's defeated Vandebilt 5 games in a row. So they're off to a good start here, looking for a score.
All right, thanks, Matt. 2nd down and 8 from the 18-yard line for the Eagles in the red zone on their opening possession of the game. Here's a give to McGrew, makes a nice cut, fights to the 16, but then he's driven back. Met in the hole by Chandler Rhodes, who drives him back, but McGrew gets 2. It's going to be 3rd down and 6, so a big conversion down here for the Eagles.
Well, this is where Shaw's been bogging down, especially last week in this red zone. Vandebilt had about 8 guys in the box right there, and they got their corners playing right on top of the receivers, so we might see something over the top here to loosen up the Vandebilt defense.
Crescent City Sports Prep Football is presented by Ye Olde College Inn and Rockin' Bowl. College Inn, a true New Orleans farm-to-table restaurant, open Tuesday through Saturday for dinner, and the home of the New Orleans Prep Sports Hall of Fame. 3rd down and 6 from the 16-yard line. A trip set to the right, first time we've seen that. Tyler Nickel in shotgun this time. McGrew next to him. On 3rd and 6. Takes the snap, rolling right away from pressure, throws in a flat, caught but short of a first down. Good driving tackle to prevent further yardage. A short gain on the play, pass complete to Christian Jourdain, but here comes a 4th down and about 3.
Yeah, it could be out of the field goal range. That was actually, they were unbalanced there to the right, and they sprinted out to the right, and they had a little flood action going on. They threw to the short out, and he wasn't able to break the tackle to get the first down, but it looks like the field goal team is coming on.
A gain of 2 on the play officially, and now we'll get a field goal attempt forthcoming for the Eagles, and we'll see if they can find a way to get on the board first here. So this will be a 31-yard attempt by Patrick Leonard. Right hash mark. Good snap, good spot. The kick is up, good distance, and it is good. Time on the field, 8:29 to play in the first quarter. Shaw takes a 3-0 lead over Vandebilt Catholic. We're back in a moment with more of Shaw football here on WGSO 990 AM and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Let's go! Leading off the Eagles, number 36, Patrick Leonard.
3-0 Shaw. Here's the kickoff to the 15-yard line. Across the field to the 20, and not much room there. At about the 23-yard line, hemmed in on the return for Vandebilt Catholic was Drew Rios. And now the Terriers will put it in play. 1st and 10 from that point at about their own 22-yard line.
Good kick coverage there. Vanderbilt's kicker kicked it in the end zone. We got it on the 25, and we held them to the 22. Your goal is always try and get them inside the 25 when you're kicking off. Great drive by the Eagles opening the game. Got a field goal out of it. First points given up by the Vanderbilt defense this year.
And the Vanderbilt Catholic offense on the field for the first time. Operate out of shotgun formation. Emil Armand is the quarterback. Calls for the football. Gives it straight ahead and hit for a loss. Great penetration by Shaw. Looked like Mark Smith as the ball carrier, Drew Rios, was knocked down right away. Had no chance to get started because Smith was in the backfield.
A lot of penetration there by the defensive line of Shaw. It was a little counter play to the left, and they penetrated in the backfield and tackled it for a loss.
So a loss of 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 13 after Rios loses 3. Man in motion. Across the formation and then movement up front. So that will likely cost Vanderbilt Catholic 5 more as they're on the wrong way on their initial possession. False start.
Good thing because they had a little confusion in the Shaw secondary right there. The guy went in motion. They were a little confused on what coverage to check to.
First penalty of the game, 5 yards against Vanderbilt Catholic. So it's going to be 2nd down. And now 18 yards to go from the 14-yard line. Again, Emil Armand, the quarterback. Rios is running back. They'll have twin receivers right and a single to the left. Wide side, right side of the field. Shaw moving with the motion man and the give to Rios. Trying to find something, cuts back. I mean, there just wasn't anything there. He finds his way to the 15, but again, green shirts with penetration into the backfield, creating problems. Miles Haney, the senior, made the stop.
Again, a counter play, this time to the right with a motion, and they went back away from the motion, and there was a lot of penetration. The way you stop counter plays is penetration, and the Shaw's done in the first 2 plays. So 3rd and long, we want to get off the field here.
As a gain of 1, it's 3rd down and 17 from the 15-yard line. As a result, once again, the running back remains Rios, and they'll have twin receivers left and a single to the right. Against a 4-man front. Rolling right, Armand looks in the flat. Pass is caught at the 15 to the 20. Tackled at about the 24-yard line. Good job by the Shaw defense as they stop the receiver well short of the first down. Jules Weaver on the catch, and Vanderbilt Catholic will have to punt.
Good job of keeping everything out in front of them. Again, it was a little naked play by Vanderbilt. They threw the ball in the flat. Shaw defenders came up and made the tackle way short of the first down. Kept everything in front of them, just the way you planned it out.
So a gain of 9, but well short of the first down. It's 4th and 8, and a punting situation here for Vanderbilt Catholic. Jacob Stuflet will handle the punting duties, and Shaw drops a single receiver deep. Christian Jordan. Snap, rush is on, it's blocked! Blocked by the Eagles and out of bounds, and what a job by Shaw early in this game as they got there. Fantastic effort by the Eagles. And a block punt will give Shaw a great opportunity to add to a 3-0 lead.
Well, Kenny, we said that Vanderbilt may have the advantage in the kicking game, but right there, the Shaw was very aggressive on that first punt by Vanderbilt, and it was nothing but green shirts back there. If they didn't block it, it would have been a surprise. Great opportunity for Shaw to put some more points. We need a touchdown here.
Miles Haney, it appeared, got the block.
Wow.
And boy, he's been good early. So now Eagles will start from the 11-yard line. Vanderbilt Catholic with 5:55 to play in the first, already leading 3-0, and a chance to add to that. See if the Eagles offense can punch it in here. 2nd time in the red zone in as many possessions.
Let's see if they try and loosen up Vanderbilt here and take a shot for the end zone on this first play. Always after a big turnover, you always thinking play action pass, especially this deep in the territory.
Hydration break here, now ready to go. Tyler Nickel with trip set right on 1st down. takes the snap, looking, going to throw it a deep corner,
Open.
incomplete.
Had him open.
Well, I mean, Jace Wildman looked like a post corner was there. Throw was just a little bit tall, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
They had 3 receivers to the right. The two receivers, outside receivers, ran a little 5-yard stop route, and then third receiver ran it to the corner. He just overthrew him. He had him. Good play call.
2nd down and 10 from the Vandebilt Catholic 11. Twin receivers left, a single right. Running back is Blake Billiot. Shotgun, Tyler Nickel. Wide side, right side of the field. Vandebilt Catholic blitzing. Nickel trying to get away from it. Escapes one, and he gets around another. He's looking a flag down, end zone pass incomplete, but in space. Probably a hold on Shaw, and that will set the Eagles back.
Right, the old nemesis came back. The snap was high, threw everything off, and then the right tackle ended up grabbing the left defensive end from Vandebilt. It's going to be a holding call.
That was a real problem last year, wasn't it, with the snaps and shotgun?
And last year, cost them the game.
Last
week, cost them the
last
game.
week too. Yeah. So they're going to accept the penalty. Of course, these penalties are spot fouls in high school. I do not like that at all. I just don't think it's a good rule. I really don't.
I like it as a defensive coordinator.
Well, I understand that. I got it completely, but I just don't think it's a very good rule
I agree with you. Yeah.
13 yards on the infraction from the spot of the foul officially. So back at the 24. The first penalty on Shaw for 13 yards. And now back at the 24-yard line. It's 2nd down. And 23 yards to go. They can make a first down at the 1. Nickel is going to roll right. Looking, throwing outside. Man there, incomplete. Boy, he had him again. Just off the hands of the intended receiver, Ashton Johnson. Good route.
Yep.
Waited for a ton cover. And of course, Nickel's at his best really rolling out because he's not very big, so you got to get him some space to be able to see the field.
Right. Again, they ran a deep out and a short out. This time he threw it to the deep out. Let him just a little bit, but it still should have probably came down with it. It would have been about 3rd and 1 if he made the catch.
So it's 3rd down and the same distance, 23 yards to go from the 24. 5:37 to play in the first quarter. 3-0 Shaw on top, trying to add to that lead. On 3rd down, Nickel takes the snap, rolls right again. Looking, deeper, throwing, corner, incomplete again. He was there as Ashton Johnson again got a little separation, but the throw was again off the mark, and it's incomplete. And boy, Shaw's missed some opportunities here.
Yep, you hate to see that. Again, they look like they obviously going to roll him out to the right, and he had him again, but he just overthrew him just a little bit.
So now this will be Patrick Leonard from 41 yards left hash mark this time. He was good from 32 earlier. Trying to add to the lead from 41. Good snap, good spot. The kick's not going to get there. To the right and short, and that's a big stop for Vandebilt Catholic. So with 5:22 to play in the first quarter, remains 3-0 Eagles. And that was a missed opportunity, Jeff. They had a couple of opportunities in the passing game there.
Yep, big missed opportunity. So our third wheel showed up.
The third wheel, hey.
I'm sure he was busy. Very busy.
You think so? Yeah, he decided he was going to grace us with his presence, and that's always a good thing. He is, of course, former player and coach at Archbishop Shaw, and now they're doing a great job as principal. Our friend Mark Williams. Mark, special day, man.
Ken, how are you?
I'm doing fine, buddy.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, and thank you for having us, man. We really appreciate it. It's been terrific thus far, and pretty good game thus far. Eagles on top. Missed opportunity there, though.
Yes, that's one thing that I would like to see us capitalize on is
first down throw here is caught, and that'll be a first down for Vandebilt Catholic. Their initial first down to Ja'Cory Wells for 11 yards and a first down. But go ahead, Mark.
Vandebilt Catholic, always a good program, quality program. Mr. Geldner, the principal, the whole school, they just do a phenomenal job down there in Houma.
Old district rival of Shaw in the days that Mr. Wooten was coaching. The Eagles first and 10. As Armand completes pass for 10 yards to Wells to the 30. The Terriers operate with receivers, twins to the left and a single to the right. Rios the running back, and they operate in a Shotgun pistol formation here. Snap it, run it left, and he's got some room. 30, but a good tackle, good penetration to get across the field, and that's what you want to see from the back end of your defense, and you got it. For that secondary firing to get him was Dawson Guidry.
Yeah, actually, that looked like number 9, Miles Haney. Miles is a guy that I know Coach Connors is really counting on. He's a senior, very good player, been starting for a couple of years. He showed it right there. Really
He's already had a good game with a couple of tackles, and he blocked the punt a moment ago. So second down and 7 yards to go. Vandebilt Catholic from its 33-yard line with 4:20 and counting first quarter. Eagles up 3-0. Wide side, right side of the field. Snap it, fake it. He's going to keep it. Armand running left to the boundary and out of bounds. After he gains about 4 or 5 yards, they'll mark it at the 37-yard line, so that's a gain of 4. So here's a big 3rd and 3, Jeff.
That was a naked play. I'm sure that because Shaw's having so much penetration up front, he faked the handoff and it was a naked to the left. They may have to keep doing a few of those plays because Shaw's having great penetration through this offensive line. Again, it's a good matchup for Shaw, it looks like, between the two lines.
So 3rd down and 3, big down here. Twin receivers right, and they'll operate here once again in pistol formation. Rios behind Armand, slot man right as well. Calls for the ball, wants to throw a quick one, and does, and it's open and caught for a first down to about the 45-yard line. Some space over there for the receiver. That was number 6, Hunter Porsche.
Excellent execution.
Yep.
Right there by Vandebilt Catholic. That'll move the chains.
A little bit too much cushion by the corner over there. 3rd and short. You want him kind of not give him so much room just to be able to pick up and throw the ball to a little stop route for 5 yards for first.
So Porsche gets the first down on a gain of 8. On first down here, motion into the formation. And they're going to run it inside, slip the tackle. Fighting forward for short yardage, maybe 2 is Rios. As Rios again brought down to Shaw. Interior defenses acquitted themselves quite well early on in this game. And again there, Roy Pate, the junior, on the tackle. A gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, another counter play with a lot of penetration by the Shaw defensive line, so not getting too much on the counter play.
2nd down and 8, clock ticking down to 3:20 and counting in the first quarter. Mark's catching his breath and enjoying some air condition now. So.
Yes, I must tell you guys, I was sure happy to come up here, I'll tell you.
We're happy to have you, man. 2nd down and 8. Pistol formation again. Give it to Rios inside, and he's tripped up and stopped for a short gain again of about a yard. And a good job again of penetration for Shaw by 59 Roy Pate, along with number 63 for the Eagles. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7, a gain of 1.
You want your corners to get up a little bit more into the receivers here and not give them too much cushion. 3rd and 7. Don't want to make it easy for Vandebilt.
So it's 3rd and 7 at the 48-yard line. Another conversion down. Armand the snap. Fakes it, rolls right. Looking, throwing in the flat. That's caught. Can he get to the marker? Yep, broke a tackle. First down, Vandebilt Catholic. Down to the Shaw 42-yard line on the reception by Jules Weaver. His 2nd catch on this drive. Mark?
Got to give a lot of credit to Vandebilt Catholic. That's 2 3rd downs in a row where it was perfect execution. 3rd and short last time. This time 3rd and long. Able to move the chains. Nice throw and catch.
So Jules Weaver on the catch.
Had a linebacker matched up against the receiver there, and he just ran out and just outran the linebacker for a first, and he broke a tackle.
11 yards officially to the Shaw 41. And a first down here from the Eagle 41. Vandebilt Catholic on the move. Rolling to the left, Armand. Spoken, contained, could run. He will. Good job by the Eagles of pursuing, though, and they knocked him out of bounds after a gain of only about 2 yards to the 39-yard line. Looked like he had something initially there.
Right, well, that would drive a defensive coach crazy. Coach Mark, I know, was a D-line coach as well. We had penetration, and we lost contain, and, that's how he got, it looked like he didn't get as much as we thought. About a 2-yard gain, but still, probably should have been a sack.
Yeah, the right end, he fell, lost contain, and as a defensive coach, that is one thing that you're usually counting on, is the end to keep contained on a sprint out.
2 yards to the 39. It's 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 3-0 Shaw on top. Low snap, has to pick it up. Has time, throws, and it's caught inside the 30-yard line and down to about the 27. This time the pass is complete to Hunter Porsche, and that'll be another first down for Vandebilt Catholic. They're doing it in the air.
Same thing right here, Ken. They are, and as Coach Root was saying, cornerbacks, secondary, playing with a lot of cushion, and it's underneath. I probably ought to look at the drops this time, huh, Coach?
Exactly. It looks like our linebackers are getting too deep of a drop there. They need to get underneath those little short routes. Take it away.
So 12 yards, another first down for Vanderbilt Catholic. They're down to the Shaw 27-yard line with a real opportunity here. Pistol formation and a slot man fullback up front as well. And this time they're going to run Rios. He has room. He sprints into the clear. He's at the 15 and tackled down at about the 13-yard line. So there's the first big hole, and that's a direct result of their ability to throw the ball.
Yeah, loosened up the Shaw defense there a little bit, and they were able to get a little hole in. First time today that they were able to get a little running room in there.
I don't know if they ran that play before, but they had a nice seam in there on the play.
Looked like ISO, and he cut it back a little bit. Got to have discipline by the backside linebacker.
So it's a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line of the Eagles. Vanderbilt Catholic in the red zone with a minute 15 and counting. First quarter, Eagles up 3-0, but the Terriers are threatening. Rios, the running back, and he will get the ball running left. Bounces it outside. Look out. He's at the 10, cuts back at the 5. He's down near a first down, but there is a flag down in space, and that's usually holding. We'll see.
As downfield, might have held the cornerback down there.
Right when he was making that move to the outside off of a block, it had to be that particular block. It will be a hold, and again a spot foul, so he'll get yardage on the play, and then they'll mark off the penalty from the spot of the foul.
Looked like it was holding with the receiver on one of Shaw's right cornerback.
So we'll see where they're going to spot it. It's going to be back near the original line of scrimmage at the 13. So Rios a gain of 10, and then the holding call. Well, it's going to remain first down. Second penalty against Vanderbilt Catholic for 15 yards.
Now I think right here, conditioning, the heat, the humidity could be playing a factor here with the D-line. As y'all see, one of them bent over.
A huge point, Coach. Huge point because it's a sustained drive. Those guys are getting tired. It is hot, very hot. And this is what you don't want as a defensive coordinator. You have your defense on the field for that long, especially at this point in the game.
And not a lot of depth.
That's for certain.
So it's back at the 13-yard line with 59 seconds to play in the opening quarter, and a first down and 10 for Vanderbilt Catholic with twin receivers to the right and a single to the left. Armand, left hash mark, takes the snap, fakes it, rolls right, looking, steps up, he'll run. He's at the 15, he's at the 10, and he's going to be tackled hard at the 10. So the green shirts came up and pursued after it looked like he had a little bit of space. Turns out to be a gain of 3.
Looks like he had a seam. I think Shaw defense, made a good play right there. I thought he had a seam.
Good coverage downfield, so he had to take off.
Vanderbilt Catholic does not have to run a play here if they don't want to, as we're ticking under 18, 17, 16 seconds, but they might. It's second down and from the 10-yard line and 7 yards to go. Clock now inside of 10 seconds, and let's see if they decide to run the play or not. As Armand looks to the sideline, they're just going to go to the break. So we've reached the end of the first quarter with our score. Shaw 3, Vanderbilt Catholic nothing. We'll check in with Matt Sims when we return. Back in a moment. You're listening to and watching Shaw Eagles football on WGSO 990 AM and at CrescentCitySports.com. Second quarter begins 3-0. Eagles on top. Ken Trahan, Mark Williams, and Jeff Wooten with you, and Matt Sims, the fourth member of our broadcast team, on the Shaw sideline. Matt, so far, pretty good game here.
Yeah, so far, pretty good game. Shaw's got to be happy with the way their defense is playing, but you guys hit it right on the head. I was starting to see some hands on some shoulders, some deep breaths being taken by that Shaw defensive line. So the end of the quarter couldn't have come at a better time for these guys to catch their breath, get some hydration, and try to regain some energy here to get a big stop and keep Vandebilt out of the end zone.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Good job. It's Matt Sims, and Matt's been doing this for a long time with us and does a terrific job, so it's great to have Matt with us here today. Here's a 2nd and 7 from the 10-yard line for Vandebilt Catholic. Wide side, left side of the field. Ball spotted on the right hash mark as the second quarter begins. Terriers trying to tie or take the lead here. Snap it. Give it to Rios. He's hit and dropped for a loss. Defeating the block and making the play for the Eagles was Peyton Clement, the outstanding senior linebacker.
Eagles brought a blitz there, and linebacker got through and made a great tackle.
Best way I can describe Peyton Clement is he's full of the Holy Spirit.
Amen to that. Amen to that, man. Love it. So 3rd down and 10 from the 13-yard line.
Let's keep contained here. Keep the quarterback in the pocket.
See if the Spirit can carry him to the quarterback here on 3rd and 10. Snap it. Bobbles it. Now wants to throw. He's in trouble. Great pressure by the Eagles. And they've got him back at the 28-yard line. Outstanding pursuit defensively. And the sack is made. And there's that man that we spoke about. That's Barron Miles, who made a great play, the sophomore, who really chased him down, showed good pursuit.
Yeah, so they kept him in the pocket that time. The left defensive end kept him in the pocket. Right defensive end made the tackle from the backside. So that's how you want to draw it up.
Barron's a great kid. He's a sophomore here at Shaw. He went to St. Andrew the Apostle in Algiers. Very, very good kid here in school.
First sack of the game. That's a big sack. 15 yards really moves them back, and now a 4th down, and they need to get to the 3 for a first down.
Took them
so it's
out.
4th and 25.
Took them out of field goal range here.
Really did. And they got a good kicker, as we mentioned. So 4th down coming here. Shaw needs to defend the field, play deep, and tackle them underneath. Timeout Shaw, I think, here. They took a look at the offensive set and want to make sure they're in position to do what they want to do here. So it's a big opportunity here for the Eagles to get a stop. Remember, Vandebilt Catholic had to defend a short field at the 11-yard line and had to defend the field there, and they got Shaw off the field without giving up any points. Now Shaw trying to return the favor on what has been a really long drive. And Jeff, anytime you have a long drive like this, and Vandebilt Catholic's had a long drive, this is a situation where you'd hate to not come away with points.
Right. I mean, the same situation happened with Shaw earlier when they came away with no points. So there's again, we're not talking about two high-powered offenses here. So anytime you get a chance to put some points on the board, you want to go for it. It looks like they're bringing up the field goal team.
No, and he's a good kicker. I mentioned that. He's one of the best kickers you'll find. 8 for 12 a year ago, and now they're going to try it from 45 to try to tie the game. But this is one of those drives that it's defining, especially on a hot day. Just looking at the plays.
Well, I remember
this will be the 16th play of the drive. 16.
Yeah.
So that'll tell you, Mark.
Of course, not good for the Shaw defense there. But Coach Joe Z, back when I was a player for him, used to say, "This is where you got to hit the cash register right here. You can't come down here and not hit the cash register."
So here's a 45-yard field goal attempt, and now the flags come down before the snap instead, before it happens. So let's check this flag. Usually pre-snap is on the offense, but that would make a field goal much tougher. Oh, no, it's an illegal substitution against Shaw. So the Eagles, an illegal substitution here, so that's going to cost them 5, and now the field goal becomes much more manageable for a very good kicker in Reed Berg.
Not good coming out of a timeout.
No.
I wouldn't want to be the special teams guy.
No.
So now the field goal will be a 40-yard attempt by Reed Berg, and he's got the leg to get this. Snap it, spot it, kick it, he's hit it well, and it is no good off to the right. He just missed it at the distance, but missed it right, and the Eagles get off the field after 16 plays without giving up a point.
Yeah, if I was a head coach here, I'd be hoping for my offensive coordinator, Steve Wines, to get a nice drive, keep my defense off the field a little bit, let them get watered up, and nice, get a sustained drive going here.
Yeah, you don't want to have a 3-and-out right here. You want to, get a couple of first downs at least, just to let the defense catch their breath.
Absolutely.
Huge to be able to move the chains in this situation. So we'll see if the Eagles can get the offense going after, they had receivers open on that last possession. It just couldn't connect.
Yep.
So
now this week, we did have one of our offensive linemen. You see him down here, Michael Klaus. He got hurt. He's not playing.
Oh, okay. Klaus is not playing. Okay. Certainly a factor, and you want to have out there on first down. Snap it, running inside left, and a yard. And that's it as they try to go inside on the play here, and about a yard on the play. So it's going to be second down. So Shaw has it as we're back second down. The Eagles have it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line. You hear that familiar song that we know so well on Shaw Eagles. And just a 1-yard gain there, so we reset. It's going to be second down and 9 yards to go. Bill Yott, the running back, hitting a yard. So again, 2nd and 9 for the Eagles at the 21-yard line. We're just underway second quarter, 9:43 to play in the half, and it's 3-0 Shaw on top. 2nd and 9. Twin receivers left, a single to the right. And they're going to run it left, bounced away from one, but then unable to get much further. Maybe about 2 yards to the 23-yard line. Look like Bill Yott once again getting it to the 23, so it's going to be 3rd and 7, and this becomes an important down for the Eagles.
Yeah, again, going just back to what we've been saying, we need a first down here just to rest our defense. Very important play at this junction of the game.
Looks like the substitution. Bill Yott's out and Rayon McGrew's in, and Rayon I think could be a better pass catching back. We'll see what happens here.
3rd and 7 from the 23-yard line. Snap it, wants to throw it. Nickel rolls away from pressure. Can he get to the chain? Cuts back outside, falls forward, but I don't think he got there.
Nope.
He's out of bounds at the 25. So he fell forward near the 30, which is where he needed to get. Made that decision. It was a good decision to take off. He had to beat that one guy, couldn't quite do so, and ran out of room.
Right, ran out of real estate there. He was on the sidelines. Linebacker did a good job in open field to get him out of bounds there.
Well, we talked about Vandebilt Catholic strength being its defense, and that certainly has been the case. They've defended a short field, and now they get Shaw with a 3-and-out. Very important. So the Eagles will have to punt it away.
When I saw the Thibodeau Vandebilt Catholic score last week, I knew they had to be stout on defense because Thibodeau's always traditionally so athletic.
Well, they had not given up a point in the first half until Shaw scored the field goal earlier in this game. So here's a punt situation for the Eagles. Patrick Leonard. And now the whistles sound once again. Vandebilt Catholic with twin receivers deep here. One short, one deep.
Looks like a timeout by Vandebilt Catholic, I believe.
So that would be 2 remaining for each team. Of course, Shaw took one earlier. Brennan Patterson will be the deep receiver. Very good athlete for Vandebilt Catholic. We'll talk at the half about what's going on campus today. It's a fantastic day here in Marrero. A historic day with the opening of a new football stadium, but also Shrimp and Jambalaya Festival taking place with activities for kids, tents, food, drink, you name it. And even though it's warm, it's a great day to have this. We've been dealing with rain almost every day. That's not in the forecast today, so the good Lord's shining on Archbishop Shaw here today.
And we are greatly appreciative. Our Shrimp and Jambalaya Fest, it's a day that we use to raise funds to help our school. And certainly, we're counting on a good weather day, so we're very thankful for it. Very thankful for no rain, Ken.
I said it, so it better stay away. Never rains on Shaw's football stadium.
Well, you could just be like every other weatherman. Just be wrong.
I can make this statement unequivocally. It has never rained on the Archbishop Shaw's football stadium. Never. Snap it. Quick snap to Leonard. His punt is off the side of his foot. Let's see if it gets a bounce. Bounces in midfield. It does. 45-40. And inside the 40 turns out very good for Shaw. Down to the 35-yard line. So that's 40 yards net. As a coach, you love that, don't you, Mark?
Yeah, I think right there, and I'm sure Jeff will say it as well, they got a good bounce right there off the punt.
Now this will be a very interesting drive because we're going to see how the Shaw defense responds, especially the defensive line. Last drive, Vandebilt was able to start generating some yards on the ground, which they hadn't done in the previous drive. So I think the heat and humidity played a factor there. So let's see how the Shaw defensive line and front seven respond.
That's everything in a nutshell right there. We will see, and this is where you're going to want to see a 3-and-out. Mm-hmm. This is where you, as a defensive coordinator and a head coach, you're going to want to see a 3-and-out right here. We're not going to want to see another 16-play drive like last drive.
It ate up a ton of clock and, again, wearing on a defense. Eagles in a 4-man front, 4-3 look on 1st and 10. Playing tight on one side, loose on the other in coverage. Going to run Rios inside. He's going to be hit and drilled at the line of scrimmage and driven straight back. Good form tackle, low and good. And there to make the stop is Roy Pate. He's had a very good game.
Yeah, Roy, he is. I remember talking to you up in the booth last year, Ken. You would not even know he's on campus. I can hardly get him to talk. He's so quiet, but he says everything with that type of play.
Well, you never have to worry about him if that's the case.
That's the case. And great family as well.
2nd and 10 for the Terriers at their 35-yard line. 7:50 to play in the half, and a 3-0 lead for the Eagles. Pistol formation, motion into the formation, and a speed sweep is going to go backwards. Tackled back at about the 32-yard line. Really good job.
Well, it looks like the D-line got their electrolytes there in between the series. They look totally different this series than they did last year.
Yeah, that was Hunter Porsche on the carry on a.
Yeah, Cade looks like Cade Cardinal. Cade's a good kid, another Catholic school kid. He went to visitation right here, very close to our school. Good to see Cade get in there and make a play.
Loss of 4 to the 31. It's 3rd down and 14 yards to go. So another down here. Eagles need to know where those chains are, and you give a little room, but not a lot here. And try to get off the field on 3rd and 14. It's a down you should get off the field on. And they go with a 4-receiver set, twins to each side. Rios in the backfield with Armand. On 3rd and 14, calls for the ball, takes the snap, rushes on. He's going to run a draw, and he's going to be tackled. Very good job by the Eagles, who are coming hard, but then on the second level, Roy Pate again is there to make the stop. Boys, he played well.
Roy's a good player.
Sorry, Mark.
That's
good
okay.
response by the Eagle defense there. 3-and-out, just what they needed.
But Jeff, what comes to mind right there is those drops we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Those drops, they may be a little bit tight.
Right.
So I don't know if I'd go with the draw. I might come back with that curl next time.
Yeah.
Punting situation for Vandebilt Catholic. Jourdain will be deep for the Eagles. Jacob Stufle, the punter, and this time he got it off. This is going to bounce at about the 43, take a Vandebilt Catholic punch, but now it goes sideways, and it doesn't really help the Terriers, and the ball will be down at about the 41. Shaw will get great field position. That was a big defensive series for the Eagles.
It was. This is exactly what we were talking about with Shaw wanting. Shaw would want right there a 3-down series, and that's what they got. This is truly a blessing for them. There's enough time to make something happen on offense, and also get your defense some rest.
Also flipped, field position.
True.
Now Shaw's got good field position here. Obviously, Shaw's coaches must have saw something on film because they've been very aggressive on the punt return, going after Vandebilt's kicks. 2 times in a row, they pretty much came after it, got one, and had a very good rush right there.
This year, Lou Valden, Coach Lou, he's our special teams coordinator this year. Of course, that's probably a lot of experience looking at that film.
A lot.
Got that right.
Yeah. Those are one of the guys you think about with this stadium, some of the old coaches that were here. Coach Z, obviously, Coach Hank.
Yep.
You had people like Coach Lou, who's come back. Darren Barbier, Richard Walker, who's still coaching at Chalmette High School.
Mike Silva. Richard Walker.
Yeah, we mentioned Richard,
Yeah. Then you think about Vance Joseph, head coach at Denver Broncos. How many reps has he taken on this field right here?
I would like to know that number. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Want to give credit to our friends at Gillsbar for more than half a century, offering services, solutions, and support for businesses and associations looking for happier constituents and healthier bottom lines, and headquartered on the North Shore. To learn more about how Gillsbar can help your business, visit gillsbar.com. Thanks to Gillsbar for their support of CrescentCitySports.com. Shaw will start from its 41 with 5:59 to play in the first half. We'll check in with Matt here in just a moment. 1st and 10 at the 41 for the Eagles. Great field position as mentioned, and let's see if they can get something going. McGrew will be in the backfield with Tyler Nickel, and they go with an open formation. 4 receiver set, spread it out. See if they can get some people out of that box and find some running room. Nickel the snap, wants to throw a quick hitch. He does to the outside, but nothing there. That'll be a loss of a yard or two. And to the short side, not much room to operate. The defense was there. Jace Wildman made the catch, but he's tackled immediately for a loss.
Yeah, not a great block out there by the outside receiver for Shaw. So we have to do a little better job on that to spring that play to get open.
So it's a loss to the 40, a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 yards to go. And the Eagles' offense was pretty good early, but it's bogged down a bit. They need to get something going here with this fine field position. Twin receivers to the right and twins to the left once more. 5-man front, they're blitzing. Nickel's going to throw down the sideline, jump ball catch. Outstanding reception by Christian Jourdain. 1st down for the Eagles inside the 35 and down to the Vandebilt Catholic 33.
It's great to see Christian make a play like that when I'm telling you, just a phenomenal young man. In addition to being one of the best athletes on the field right there, he also played Jesus in our passion play. That is a good kid.
This is the kind of information you wouldn't get from me, Ken. That's good.
He's just a phenomenal young man. Great character.
That's as good as a catch. Good catch as you'll see. Right down the sideline, took it away from the defensive back.
Huge play for Shaw. On the move now. 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Eagles. From the 33-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic. Snap it, give it to McGrew, makes a cut, finds 3, drives hard for 4. Good hard run.
Good hard run.
Got his pad level low. And
Rios, if you guys would see how big he is in person, he is big, and he also, he runs track. He's a great athlete. We're trying to make him realize how big and physical he could be. If he really wanted to.
That was a physical run there. Very physical run.
2nd down from the 29 and 6 yards to go. You like playing ahead of the chain, so to speak. And you get 4 on 1st down, you can do that. Opens up the playbook. Twins right, single left. McGrew in the backfield. On 2nd down and 6, Nichols surveying. Takes the snap, fakes it, wants to throw it. He's going to go deep. Post corner and incomplete. As he tried to get it to Jourdain, and there is a flag on the play. It's
illegal. I don't think we had enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Ineligible downfield is the call on Shaw. So that'll move the Eagles back. And they're going to take the penalty, obviously, to move Shaw back. And that's going to end up being at the 34-yard line, a 5-yard penalty. That is the 3rd penalty for 23 yards against the Eagles. And now it's 2nd down and 11 from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's the common theme of so far this year, beating ourselves with penalties, and then, of course, turnovers as well in our previous 2 games.
So here we go with 2nd and 11 from the 34. Snap it, rolling right, Nickel. Looking deep. He's going to throw it toward the sideline, intercepted. Intercepted by Vandebilt Catholic by Patterson, and he returns it a couple of yards, and that's a big stop as Brennan Patterson comes up with the interception. First turnover of the game.
I thought he had Jourdain open on the shorter out route right there, and he went for the home run, and he was double covered. He threw it in the coverage there.
And Shaw turns it over after a promising drive. As Vandebilt Catholic gets it back with 4:26 to play in the first half. Well, we talked about in the pregame, Jeff. We expected this to be a defensive, low-scoring game. That's exactly what we've gotten to this point.
Yep, and you can't afford to have. We had a penalty, then we had a turnover. Those are just things that just can't happen. Talking about the winning attitude and that kind of stuff. Those are the things that you have to overcome and put some points on the board.
Let's check in with Matt Sims on the Shaw sideline. Matt, what's going on down there, man?
Well, I tell you what, Ken, the sidelines really came to life after that big catch by Christian Jourdain, and really looked like they were getting some momentum to go in for the score, but quarterback there just kind of threw up a wounded duck. You're right, he had the guy on the short route open, but he went for the home run and just completely underthrew it, so the wind's kind of gone out of the sails here on the Eagles sideline.
Thank you, Matt. Pass complete for short yardage here. Played well by the Eagles as the pass was caught by Jules Weaver, his third catch of the game, but a good job by the Eagles to hold on to about a 5-yard gain. It's going to be second down at about 5 from the 17-yard line.
Good solid tackle on the open field. And it wasn't a penalty, because I don't know what a good tackle is anymore with these new rules.
Got that right.
Yeah.
On every level.
Yep.
2nd and 5 at the 17. Armand calls for the ball, fakes it. He's going to roll left under heavy pressure. 3 green shirts chase him, and he simply throws it out of bounds. There was a receiver in the vicinity, so I don't think you're going to have grounding there. Weaver was running an out route there, so because he was in the vicinity, that's a good job by the quarterback to avoid a sack.
Yeah, and again, great things can happen when you get penetration like that and the defensive end keeps contained, which he did right there. And you had 3 Eagles defensive linemen in the backfield. Great job by the quarterback, like you said, to get it off.
So here's a 3rd and 3 as a result.
He wanted to call grounding, I believe, but he picked it up.
I mean, I don't think it was grounding, frankly.
No, he had a guy right there.
Yeah. I mean, having a receiver in that area, thought it was the right call, a no call. 3rd and 5 from the 17. Here's another conversion down with 3:43 to play in the first half. 3-0 Eagles on top of the Terriers. Armand calling for the ball. He called for it 3 times and they wouldn't snap it. And that's going to be a delay of game penalty because he was telling him, come on. And
his hands hurt. He was clapping for it 3 times.
Didn't happen. The snap never came. And it's a delay of game penalty, the 3rd penalty and 20 yards against the Terriers.
I would think this is probably going to be a handoff or maybe a short out route, trying to break a tackle and get the first down. Nothing too, they're not going to take too much of a shot down the field, I wouldn't think.
I agree.
3rd and 10. Something in the flat. That's where they'd like to throw it. Big pressure again. He's going to gun it down the field. Jump ball coming. And it's intercepted by the Eagles. Intercepted for Shaw at about the 42-yard line by Mark Williams. And the Eagles get it back. That's a good job by Williams to go up and outfight the receiver for the ball. Kind of like his name, huh?
I love his name. I tell him every time I see him around school, I say, I sure hope you have all E's and B's.
Keep the tradition alive
keep the tradition
or start
alive.
a new one?
No, keep the tradition alive.
Okay. Full disclosure,
You
man.
cannot have a name like that and walk around here with a C on your
All right, those transcripts are still available. Jeff and I can go check those. We can make an information request here. So a big interception, each team with a turnover, and Shaw's on the positive side of the field. Again, and a big chance here for the Eagles.
Well, we got some time here on the clock. We have enough time that we could do it.
Yeah, the quarterback kind of made the same decision Nichols made on the previous possession for the Eagles. He kind of threw that ball up there with a hope and a prayer. I didn't think they'd take a shot down the field and just kind of play it safe, but he didn't.
So Eagles will operate from the Vandebilt Catholic 41-yard line. Well, you get the feeling that a 2-score lead in this game would be huge.
Yes.
The way it's unfolding. Can anybody find the end zone? 1st and 10 from the Vandebilt Catholic 41. Twin receivers to either side. Snap it. Going to give it to Billiard. He gets to the 40 and then is tackled at about the 39. Short gain on the play. Blake Billiard on the carry.
That's a tough. I mean, to me, that's actually an easy call as an offensive coordinator. They had a 5-tech outside the tackle and another guy outside of that. So you got to run it inside right there. And it's to the field.
Right.
Which makes it, not a whole lot of options for you in terms of calling plays, in terms of run. Don't you agree, Jeff?
Yeah, just a running back's got to, we got to make the blocks up front, and running back got to make a guy miss right there.
2nd down and 8 from the 39-yard line. 2:47 and counting in the first half. 3-0 Eagles on top. And now the whistle sounds, and that's a delay of game. And the problem is the 25-second clock's not working, so they really don't know about the time, and it makes it difficult. So we've seen a delay of game on both sides as a result. Growing pains, right?
I didn't see that. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't see the ref put his hand up, but yes.
And that hurts. Puts Shaw behind the chains now, 2nd and 13.
I can remember, playing in high school, we didn't have clocks like that. So you had to rely on.
You had to have a clock in your head.
You had to rely on the official putting his hand up, and you knew you had 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
When the official would put his hand up, of course they still do that.
Yeah,
the players
but
now
they're not used to
rely on
it.
the technology.
Right. Exactly. So it's 2nd and 13 from the 44-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic. Nickel and shotgun takes the snap. Going to run McGrew. He ran into a white shirt right away, and he's tackled for a yard loss. And a good job defensively by number 41 for Vandebilt Catholic, and that's Jackson Robichaud, a junior linebacker.
And the Shaw offensive line's kind of bogged down right here. We're not coming off the ball, creating some seams inside for the running backs like they were the first couple of drives.
So we get a timeout here with 2:27 to play. And the Terriers took the timeout, so they'll have one left there. Hoping to get a stop, get the ball back. With 2:27 to play in the half. We got a 3rd down and 14 coming up. Coming up at halftime, we expect Matt Sims to be able to track down Tommy Connors for a couple of comments going off the field. And right now the Eagles are hoping to take a lead to the locker room. They took a lead into the 4th quarter a week ago at Belchase and couldn't quite hold on, but this has turned out to be exactly the kind of game we thought it would be.
Right, again, we talked about this in the pregame, just this young team, not used to winning, learn how to close out games, close out a half. It's very important here not to give up any points before half, so you go into halftime with a little momentum, feeling good about yourself. So this is an important 2 minutes and 27 seconds here for the Eagles.
3rd and 14 from the 45-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic. Shaw will employ twin receivers to the left side of the field, a single to the right. McGrew in the backfield with Nickel. Fullback slotted up on the left side in protection. Snap it, rolling left, Nickel. Looking, throwing, and too tall for an open receiver. Again, had a receiver with space, but unable to connect for Ashton Johnston, and it's incomplete.
Do we have a flag down? Is
Yeah,
that flag?
flag down.
Looks like it's on Shaw. They'll decline it. Had to be holding in that situation in the backfield.
Sprinted out to his left for the first time in the game. Looked comfortable doing it. Threw a nice pass. It was just a little too high for the receiver. It looked like he would have got the first down if it was been on target.
So again, Shaw had great field position, but unable to take advantage, and the Eagles have to punt. And the key here is to see if Leonard could punt him deep.
It looks like they're going to take it.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I understand the yardage game, but you give them another down and you don't have the ball back yet.
Yeah, interesting decision. I think I would have punted the ball right there to get it back.
It's a 10-yard penalty. Back to the Shaw 45-yard line, and that's 5 penalties on Shaw already. 33 yards, and I know they're not going to like the 5 penalties here in the first half. Like to clean that up a bit.
No, it makes it tough to win like that.
Very much so. 3rd and 5 at the 45-yard line. Snap it, retreating, stepping up. Nickel has a lot of time. He throws. Oh, wow. Not a pretty one there. Incomplete.
Well, I don't know what happened there, Ken.
Maybe the ball slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, very humid. Might have slipped out of his hands. That was an interesting call. I might have ran the ball right there, make Vandebilt use their last timeout.
Yep.
And then kick the ball to them. Now they've stopped the clock with 2:16 left.
So the punting unit will come on. Leonard will punt it away. Twin receivers dropping deep. For Vandebilt Catholic, Brennan Patterson is one. The other is Kenny Franklin. Snap is good. Kick is away. Nice punt by Leonard. Wobbly spiral, bounces at the 20, 15, and it's going to get down to inside the 10 at about the 9. That's a good punt and a good result for Shaw. And so Vandebilt Catholic
there,
back in. Very much so.
Yeah, good punt. That's just what they needed right there. Now to be see what Vanderbilt does. Do they take some shots down the field right here? They really don't have enough time to grind it out. They're not known for a passing offense, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
So they'll start from the 10 officially here. So from the 10-yard line, that's where Vanderbilt Catholic will get this possession started. With 2:03 to play in the first half, and Shaw still leading 3-0 at that first quarter field goal, and that's been in thus far. Eagles got a big turnover on the last Vanderbilt Catholic possession.
I have a feeling that field goal won't hold up, but we're going to need some more points on the board.
Rios in the backfield with Armand on first down. Emil Armand fakes it, bootlegs right. Staying home beautifully and making a hit Cardinal. He got the throw off and somehow, and it's incomplete, a diving effort on the catch attempt. But what a great job. There is a flag down, far side of the field. Great pressure by Kate Cardinal.
Again, yeah, I mean, they took a shot down the field, Vanderbilt did, and defensive line continues to put pressure on. I think they may be
ineligible downfield.
Yep. Close to being a safety.
Very much so. Now, if you're Shaw, it'd be a 5-yard penalty if you accept it. And it looks like they will. They're going to take the penalty, so 5 yards back to the 5 to make it 1st and 15. Fourth penalty, 25 yards on the Terriers.
I'll be shocked if they pass the ball here.
I hear you from the 5-yard line. Armand gives to Rios running right. He's hit and dropped at the 1. Outstanding defensive play.
Looks like Mark Smith.
Shaw should call a timeout here.
The loss of 4.
So it looks like Mark Smith's wearing 63.
That might be the switch rather than 93.
Because
right.
I do feel that with the offensive lineman getting hurt, they probably plan on using him some.
Right. So he's switched.
So he had to switch.
Yep. That's why the number's not on the roster. Clock is running with 1:23. They're back at the 1-yard line with a second down and 19 here with 1:18 to play.
This would be a great time for a run blitz. And there he comes.
Quarterback sneak, and they're going to drill him. Does fight forward for a couple, but do you call timeout now if you're Shaw?
Yeah, there it is.
They do. Yep. So Armand gets a couple. It's going to be 3rd and long from the 3 or 4 yard line. 3rd and about 16. There's 1:07 left. Shaw will still have 1 timeout left, and that's key here. Remember, they blocked the punt earlier.
Right. You know they're going to come after it again.
So that was a 3-yard gain for Armand. So now at the 4, it's going to be 3rd and 16.
I would think they're going to run the ball again. They may even quarterback sneak it again. So if you have a run blitz up the middle, I'd probably bring that. This would be a great time to do that. You know, Mark, I was thinking about just names I wrote down, like people that have seen so many Shaw football games through the years. Like, hopefully I'm going to pronounce her last name right. It was Cheryl Wells.
Cheryl Wren.
She's been collecting tickets at West Jeff for Shaw for probably 25 years.
Yeah, Miss Wren, she's a guidance director here. You're right. She has worked a lot of home games.
Yeah. Her first game here on Shaw campus. People like that don't get the name recognition, but she's put in her time for sure.
She certainly did.
Brother Jim.
Brother Jim, wouldn't Brother Jim like? You know, Brother Jim's still working.
Wow.
That's what I understand. He's up in the east. I think he's in at Salesian High in New Rochelle, New York.
Yeah, long-time athletic director.
Long-time athletic director here.
Good man. Here's another move inside on a run for a couple yards. Shaw has 1 timeout left, and they'll call it here as they ran Rios, and Shaw stops the clock one more time with 1:01 left, and they'll force a punt. Gain of 2 on the play. So 4th and 14 coming. And here's a chance for Shaw. Eagles take their final timeout. All right, so here's the question. You go after the punt here, or you go for the return?
I'd go after the punt because I can't trust my offense to put any points on the board. I'm going to be aggressive. What do you have to lose? You know, even if, let's say, they roughed the punter, I mean, They go into the half up 3-0. So I definitely go after the punt. That's what they've done the last 2 times. They blocked one and came real close on the second one.
Yep, we'll see what Eagles elect to do. They have been very good in that capacity in this game, and they'll try to do so again here.
I would certainly trust the advice of my special teams coach. I think Coach Lou Valden has done a really good job, with his experience to this staff. And he's, I'm sure he's making a big decision right here in Coach Connor's ear.
I trust his advice.
He's done this long enough, hasn't he? Wow.
Got a ring on his finger.
Jacob Stufle will punt it away. Shaw not looking like they're coming. They're looking like they're playing safe and going for the return. Jordan is deep at about the 35. Either way, should get great field position here. Low snap. Got it off, and he did a good job. He's going to bounce at the 35-40. Fielded by Jordan at the 45. He fights through one tackle, but he'll go down. So that worked out well for Vandebilt Catholic. Boy, the snap wasn't that good, but he got it off, and they got good pursuit. But Shaw still gets the ball at the 41 of Vandebilt Catholic with 49 seconds left in the half. Just takes one play.
Yeah, they were aggressive right there. They just didn't bring in the numbers. They were still aggressive of going after the punt, but they just didn't have the numbers to go after it. Now the Shaw offense is not, they're not built for this type of situation, so it's not to their advantage. But like Ken said, it just takes one play. I'm sure Jordan may play a big factor in this as well.
Yeah, I think that the name of the game here. I feel like if I was the offensive coordinator, I'd say, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to work my 2-minute offense. Let's see if we can execute, move the ball down the field, maybe get a field goal or something in the worst-case scenario. But let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
From the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Snap it, wants to throw it. Nickel steps up, guns it right on the money and caught at the 30. Good throw and a first down. They'll move the chains. That'll stop the clock. Ashton Johnson on the kick.
Good throw and catch there. Perfect.
First down to the 30-yard line with 41 seconds left. Eagles with a chance here. Quick snap, Nickel looking, throwing outside, and he had a man and missed him just out of the reach. Jace Wildman, boy, that was a real opportunity. Again, they've had a few of those on the outside.
I think he was so open he rushed the throw. He didn't, he was so open there, that would have definitely put him in field goal range, and I just think he rushed it just a little bit. Great protection by the offensive line right here as well.
Certainly was.
Does stop the clock with 35 seconds left. Remember, no timeouts. 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Twin receivers to either side of the field. Snap it. Nickel wants to throw it. Looking. He's going to throw deep, and that's not going to get there. Incomplete. Throw was a little bit premature. No chance for Wildman to get turned upfield on that one.
Yeah, the offensive line's doing a great job pass blocking right there, and I think he's just getting rid of the ball, like you said, Ken, just a little bit too soon.
When I ask our offensive line coach Ron Fontenot, it's his first year. Ron, how what are we good at? And that's what he tells me. He said, I feel like we're good pass blocking. I think obviously running the ball between the tackles. I think we need some work. We got a lot of young guys and. It's a constant battle. Try to get them to get a push.
So it's 3rd and 10 from the 30. Tyler Nickel again and shotgun the snap. Now he's rolling to the right. He's stopping. Now he stops and rolls the other way. Stops and throws back, and it's incomplete to Wildman. Tough to do when you're rolling right, going left, then trying to stop and throw.
Well, that's 3 straight. He threw to Jace Wildman. Those two, they're together all day. They're both in the same grade. They take all honors in AP classes. I guess he trusts them, because he threw 3 straight to him.
Right, and this is not field goal range. It would be about a 47-yarder. So Eagles will go for it, 4th and 10 at the 30 with 21 seconds left in the first half. Cover 2 look here for Vandebilt Catholic. Snap it, Nickel. Stepping up. Nickel's going to gun it. He has a man wide open. It's on. He caught it. He caught it for a touchdown, and the Eagles have increased the lead to 9-0. And there is the big play with Ashton Johnson.
I got to tip you had to Ken Trahan. He said it just took one play.
And when Ken called the coverage, which certainly looked like 2,
Right.
I got to tell you, I wondered about that on 4th and 10.
Right. Well, I mean, the corner let the guy get behind him. I don't know if he thought he was going to have safety help or what over there, but he was wide open. But terrible miscommunication or missed blown coverage for sure.
Extra point attempt by Leonard is up, and it is good.
I mean, was that cover 2 or 4? I mean, it looked like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked like the safety should have been over the top, and he didn't
So he
get
did.
there.
Fourth down, the Shaw Eagles 10.
Yeah, I mean, you got one hash in the other, right? I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But no help.
I don't know about that call on 4th and 10.
Yep.
So the Eagles with a 10-0 lead with 15 seconds to play in the first half. There's your 2-score lead, and that comes at such an opportune time right before the half where you really change momentum in a big way.
Right, and Vandebilt's going to get the ball first in the second half, so that'll be a big, big series for the Shaw defense. We can hold them coming out of half. I think it would bode well for us for the rest of the game.
5-play drive, 41 yards, 30-yard touchdown pass, Tyler Nickel to Ashton Johnson. Shaw has a 10-0 lead as a result. And I wonder if they kick this deep or just try to kick this on the ground, guys.
It doesn't look like the kicker's got the strong leg. I'd probably think I'd squib it down the hash mark here on the right hash mark.
Kicking off for the Eagles, number 36, Patrick Leonard.
So Leonard to kick it off.
Deep for the Terriers, number 2, Brendan Patterson.
Patterson, the deep man, and he does kick it short. But on the run, fielded at the 26, 30, 35, 40. And good job for Vandebilt Catholic all the way out to about the 44, which will give them a chance to at least take a shot on this, as the return was handled by Hunter Porsche. And now with 8 seconds left, Vandebilt Catholic with one more shot.
And they got one timeout left, right, Kenny?
Yes, they do.
Yep. So they should have 2 shots at it here.
From the 45-yard line. Shaw just needs to play smart here. Not give up anything down the field.
Keep everything in front of you. Tackle them in bounds. Easier said than done.
Got that right. Matt Sims will visit with Tommy Connors right at the half here in a moment. On first down from the 45-yard line. Snap it, fake it, wants to throw it, big pressure again, throwback pass down the middle, could be picked, it is. Intercepted and now taken away. And it's loose on the ground on the final play of the half. So what a way to go. You got dueling turnovers there, an interception and a fumble recovery. What a way to end the half. And the Eagles will head to the locker room with the lead here by the score of 10-0. Matt Sims will line up Coach Tommy Connors. And as soon as he does, we'll talk to him. He's pursuing him as we speak. And now we'll head down to Matt Sims with Tommy Connors. Take it away, Matt.
All right, thanks, guys. Here with head coach Tommy Connors. Coach, 10-0 lead going into the half. You got to be pleased with your team's performance so far.
Well, we're making them earn on defense, so that's always good. They are getting some first downs, so we got to shore that up. On offense, kind of the same that they're doing to us. We were just able to finish a couple drives, but still a close game. It's 2-possession game is not out of reach at all in the last 3 minutes, much less the second half. So we'll go fix some things, come back, and try to play hard again.
Offensively, is your strategy still to stay with what you're seeing there? You're taking a lot of shots downfield. You've got guys that are getting open, and just until that last touchdown, they haven't been able to connect.
So, I mean, we're running the offense. We're running the offense, and that includes some deep balls. So deep balls are a little lower percentage. You got to be willing to go with that. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully we catch them in the second half.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach.
All right, man.
Back up to you guys.
All right, Matt, great job, and thanks to Tommy Connors for stopping by and visiting with us. We appreciate that. So at the half, the Shaw Eagles 10, the Vandebilt Catholic Terriers nothing. We'll take a timeout, back to talk about Shaw High School and what's going on here on campus today, among other things, as we continue in just a moment. You are watching and listening to Shaw Eagles football at CrescentCitySports.com and on WGSO 990 AM.
Now enters the field under the direction of senior drum major Matt Murray. Entering with the band is an auxiliary flag team, the Soaring Eagles, under the direction of Miss Bonnie Galmiche. members of its Soaring Eagle flag team as they perform to the classic by Wham! Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Eagles on top here by the score of 10-0 at the half. Along with our friends Mark Williams and Jeff Wooten, I'm Ken Trahan. That's Sims on the sidelines. And a good first half for the Shaw Eagles to take a 10-0 lead over Vandebilt Catholic. Shaw got on the board first. They got the ball first, and they proceeded to drive 66 yards in 7 plays and scored on a 32-yard field goal by Patrick Leonard to take a 3-0 lead. And then the game stayed that way. Both teams had opportunities and just couldn't convert. And finally, Shaw came up big near the end of the half as they went 5 plays, 41 yards. The big play, of course, on 4th down, a 30-yard touchdown pass from Tyler Nickel to Ashton Johnson. Patrick Leonard kicked the extra point, which brings us to 10-0 at the half. Shaw on top of Vandebilt Catholic. Jeff, your thoughts about the first half?
Well, I think you made a very good point, Ken. You just feel like this is like a two-score advantage at this point is really, really big just because of the heat and humidity and just because of the two offenses, again, are not very powerful offenses. The defense have been playing pretty well up to this point for both teams. So you'd like to, I would think that it would be pretty hard for Vanderbilt to put up 2 scores here in the second half, but Shaw can't let the foot come off the pedal there, the gas pedal. We need to keep running the ball, take some shots downfield, and just continue executing. They played a pretty solid game so far, and just, again, they're probably in the back of their mind, they may be thinking, what could go wrong? So a game like this, they can get over the hump, and then now they're just saying, we're just going to take advantage of this situation and put the game away. But right now, there's probably a little doubt in the back of their mind, and that's what they need to get out of to move forward.
Mark, your thoughts?
Yeah, Jeff's absolutely right. With the last couple of years, our kids, they need to learn these things that Jeff is alluding to. They need to learn, how to win ultimately, but all of the little things that it takes to win. And when we're in situations like this, those things are taking care of the football. Those things are converting on 3rd down. Those things are not having, penalties, 5 penalties and a half. Those things are remaining focused, as a team and supporting your teammates on the sidelines, staying in the game, not making mental mistakes. Those are the signs of teams that win, week in and week out. The teams that do all of those things every time, and certainly a high percentage of the time. So we are trying to get to that. We're trying to build to that. Our program is not where we want it right now, but I can tell you it is not because of a lack of effort. These kids work so hard that I am so proud of them. If you would walk into the locker room right now, you would think that we are 9-0. We have these young coaches, we have the right experienced coaches, and the kids believe in them. And I think that if we can get a win on this field today, this is going to help us exponentially in doing those things that Coach Woot was talking about, the little things.
It's halftime here, and the Archbishop Shaw Eagles lead the Vandebilt Catholic Terriers by the score of 10-0. We'll take a timeout here. When we continue in a moment, we'll tell you all about what's going on at Archbishop Shaw High School, including today and throughout. We're glad you're with us. You are listening to Shaw Eagles football on WGSO 990 AM and watching live at CrescentCitySports.com.
Entering the field is the Eagle X dance team under the direction of Miss Amy Callaghan and Miss Mike Punch. The band proudly features Eagle X as they dance to the Shaw Band performance of the 80s classic by Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son.
It's a 10-0 lead for Archbishop Shaw over Vandebilt Catholic at the half, along with Mark Williams and our friend Jeff Wooten and Matt Sims. I'm Ken Trahan, and it's a glorious day and a glorious start to a new tradition here on campus here at Archbishop Shaw. And it's a big day on campus as well. Shrimp and Jambalaya Festival going on right now. I'm looking at it. I'm getting hungry. I'm watching kids' games. I'm seeing people happy being on campus, a lot of young people. That's just music to the ears and pleasure to the eyes of Mark Williams. That's what this is all about. You want people to see what you have here because you feel if they see it, they're going to like it.
Yeah, the whole purpose of this stadium is to build community. This school has a unique characteristic that I really believe that our competitors do not. And it is a true community school. Our kids at this school come from 12 zip codes. And having the stadium here is going to allow us to bring this whole community together and bond and do things together and get to know one another better. And, you know, one of the 4 things that we're trying to do at Shaw is social education. Education is not only about spiritual, it's not only about academics, it's not only about sports. It's also about social, educating the student in a social manner. Look at this. This is doing that. This is building community. This is the main purpose of this stadium.
Jeff, I mean, again, you talked about it earlier, but you were here all those years. You practiced on this field all the time. And my son, I came to many soccer games here on this field when my son was playing high school soccer. And so the campus has always had the green space, always had the opportunity. And it was just I don't know if the terminology sleeping giant is right, but I mean, within the last decade, we've seen a baseball stadium go up and games on campus, and now a football stadium. What an incredible advantage that is to be able to be in school and just walk right outside, not having to get on a bus, not having to transport, not having to shower everywhere else, whatever the case may be. You're right here. It's easy as can be, and it's just a tremendous advantage.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt Shaw's campus is the most beautiful Catholic school campus in the city. I mean, but people just didn't realize it because you just see it from the West Bank Expressway or Barry Terry, and you didn't know what all we had back here. And let's face it, in Louisiana, high school football is a Friday night. And so the more games you can have on a Friday night, I mean, people just associate Friday nights in the fall with high school football. And so, like Mark said, if you bring the community together on a Friday night and get the West Bank out on a Friday night under the lights eventually, I'm sure, it'll just be a great thing. And you can have all different type of events here. Soccer, I know there's a rugby league that plays here. You can maybe host some playground football, junior high football. So there's all kind of different possibilities that open up for this field, and it's just a great job by the people who put it together. And some people may have never thought it was going to happen, but we're here today, and it's a great thing for the Shaw community and also for the West Bank.
Well, you heard some of the commercials, Mark. There's a lot going on here at Archbishop Shaw and a lot coming up. Talk a little bit about what people can expect here in the next few months.
Well, with the Shrimp and Jambalaya Festival, which is our fall festival, the purpose of it is to help the school, to help our school basically in academic endeavors. The funds that we raise from that are primarily used for academic endeavors. So let me give you some examples of things that we're working on at this time. One, last year we were accredited by Advanced Ed. Okay, that's a big deal to us, right? Getting affirmation as to what we're doing, and then also helping us pave the road going forward. Number 2, this year, right now, we're doing a strategic plan. We bring in outside folks, Meitler Consultants, to come in, study us, what's equivalent to a doctoral dissertation, to study us and all of our stakeholders, and furthermore, tell us where we need to go to get to the end that we're looking for. And then, of course, that will bring on the efforts that you will see next year and the year after in the subsequent years. But some of the things that we're working on here right now, the chemistry lab is the next thing that's been done. Our chemistry lab has physically been remodeled. but by efforts by guys in the classes in the early 70s, we renamed the chemistry lab after Dr. DeLuca, who was an early assistant principal of academics here. And we're doing lots of renovations, and those guys have raised a lot of money to redo the chemistry lab. We'll absolutely try to get the school STEM certified, which I don't know of any high school in Louisiana that is STEM certified by Advanced Ed. So we'll be looking to do that, as we go forward. So this really, this is great back here. This is the biggest and most visible thing going on, but there's so much going on, up in the front and on the academic side as well. So, and again, what this is doing is bringing it all together.
He's Mark Williams, the principal at Archbishop Shaw. Ken Trahan, Jeff Wooten, Matt Sims with you. It's halftime, and it is the Shaw Eagles leading the Vandebilt Catholic Terriers by the score of 10-0. We'll take a timeout here. When we return, we'll have first half statistics, and we'll get you ready for the start of the second half. We're glad you're with us here, and you are listening to Shaw Eagles football on WGSO 990 AM and watching live at CrescentCitySports.com.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, following today's game, please take time to visit the Archbishop football on the north side of campus. Tickets for $25. All as well as the craft fair, music, and
Big guy to travel.
Oh, good.
See, that's the kind of guy that's listening.
Oh, no question. What we got? Well, last check on the web, watching, we had 1,300 people. So, on radio, you got more. So. Okay.
The winning ticket will be announced at 7 p.m. tonight at the festival, and the winner need not be present. Take a chance on
Can I phone call right here? Can I come pick a phone call right here?
I'll cover for you.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, to help you
He's a banker.
Yeah. He was in here.
by using the provided transfer containers during the course of the game. Your cooperation in this matter is greatly and truly appreciated. Thank you. The Archbishop Shaw football team would like to thank the Gridiron Club for their continued support of the team, coaches, and support groups. Your generosity, time, and talent are truly appreciated. Thank you again.
Halftime here at Archbishop Shaw, and the Eagles on top in this one by the score of 10-0. Ken Trahan with you, and we're glad you could join us here for this one this afternoon as we march on with what has been a really interesting game to this point. The Eagles will try to see if they can hold this lead in the second half. Taking a look at first half numbers in this one, it reflects the edge for Shaw overall. First down, 6 for Shaw and 4 for Vandebilt Catholic. Penalties, Shaw with 5 for 33 yards. Vandebilt Catholic has 4 for 25 yards. Sacks, Shaw with 1. Vandebilt Catholic does not have a sack. Turnovers, 2 for Shaw, 2 for Vandebilt Catholic. Rushing yards, Shaw with 49. Vandebilt Catholic with only 6. Passing yards, Shaw with 94. Vandebilt Catholic 57. Total yards, Shaw with 143. And Vandebilt Catholic with 63 overall. So you get the picture of a Shaw advantage here. in the first half, and they are the leader in the game by the score of 10-0. You look at individual numbers. Rayon McGrew, 4 carries for 38 yards. Blake Billiot, 4 carries for 7 yards. Austin Billiot, 1 carry for 2 yards. Tyler Nickel, 1 carry for 2 yards. Tyler Nickel passing 6 of 14, 94 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Receiving for Shaw, Aston Johnson, 2 catches, 41 yards and a touchdown. 2 catches, Christian Jourdain for 29 yards. Jacob Guidry, 1 catch for 25 yards. Chase Wildman, 1 for -1. Drew Rios, 23 yards rushing for Vandebilt Catholic in the first half on 11 carries. Emil Armand, -13 yards on 6 carries. And Porsche, 1 carry for -4 yards. Emil Armand, 6 of 9 passing, 57 yards. But he has the 2 interceptions. Jules Weaver, 2 catches for 20 yards. Ja'Cory Wells, 1 for 10. And Porsche, 2 catches for 20 yards. And we're ready to start the third quarter. Shaw will kick it off to start the second half, and Vandebilt Catholic will get the ball first, which means we'll see Brennan Patterson in the deep position and Leonard to kick it off for the Eagles. And again, the number that stood out to me was, Vandebilt Catholic couldn't run the ball. I mean, they were shut down completely there, Jeff.
Yeah, I think it's just the type of game we talked about at the beginning, Ken. It's been a defensive game, and Shaw has just come up with one bigger play than Vandebilt has up to this point.
So ready to roll. Leonard to kick it off. Patterson in the deep spot as mentioned. Takes a 9-yard approach and bangs it hard and deep. Good kick.
Wow.
Sails over his head and into the end zone. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Touchback. So make him drive the field. And that means Vanderbilt Catholic will start from its 20-yard line with Emil Armand, the quarterback. And the running back has been Drew Rios throughout. Wide receivers are Terrio, Wells, Weaver, Porsche. Up front, Will Wade, Ross Carroll, Daniel Donovan, Mark Matthew, Timmy Maines. The Shaw defense, Mark Smith, Cade Cardinal, Barron Miles, Roy Pate up front. Miles Haney, Peyton Clement. Nolan Cahill in the linebacker spots. Secondary, consisting of Mark Williams, Dawson Guidry, Christian Jourdain, Aston Johnson, Corey Reed. Ready to roll here as the second half begins.
Well, let's see what type of adjustments both teams made at halftime, and let's see what happens in this first drive here. Big series for the Shaw defense.
1st and 10 from the 20. Quick throw to the outside, and that's low and incomplete. So tried to throw a little short route to receiver on a stop route, but unable to get the ball there was Armand, as number 6, Hunter Porsche, could not corral that one.
Well, to your point, Ken, just now, Vandebilt Catholic hasn't been able to run the ball, so the first play of the second half, they try and throw a little short hitch route, and this was a poor throw by the quarterback there.
So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Pistol formation. Snap it. Wants to throw it quick out the other way. That's caught. And turning it upfield and getting the first down and staying on his feet for another couple of yards and a gain of about 14 yards. Good job on the catch and run by Ja'Cory Wells and a first down for Vandebilt Catholic. So back to the passing game, Mark.
Good throw right there, huh? Look, he threw it right on the money and he had some zip on it.
Well, we can already see the adjustment Vanderbilt's making here. It looks like they're going to try the short passing game, not having much luck with the run game in the first half. 2 hitches here to start the second half.
14 yards and a first down as Wells comes up with his second catch of the game. First down here. Snap it. Rolling right, looking, throwing, and too high, incomplete.
Went back to it again. 3 straight passing plays. That might be the first time in the...
we got a flag here.
Flag downfield. Don't know what that's about. So we'll check the flag and see what that's all about in this situation. And you never know when it's downfield. And they're walking against Shaw. That's personal foul, 15 yards against Eagles.
That's how you not do it right there. That's how it's not done.
Well, that's the new rules. The ball was high, and our defensive back for 100 years of football hits the guy there, and now you can't. He was a defensive receiver, I guess is what they're saying.
So 15 yards and a first down to the 39-yard line, and now the Eagles give up some field position in the process. From the 49-yard line, Vandebilt Catholic operates, snap it, wants to throw it, does so deep down the sideline, incomplete. Good tight coverage applied. That time they ran a little wheel route to the running back Rios, but the coverage was quite good for Shaw by Ashton Johnson, playing both ways.
Very good coverage. So what if they continue to go to these short hitches, you're going to see Shaw's going to have to, their linebackers have to get a little bit of width, and then when they do that, then Vandebilt may come back to the run game. So you probably want your cornerbacks just to play a little bit tighter, take away those hitches, so we don't have to get any guys out the box to open up the run game for Vandebilt.
Second down from the 49-yard line. Rios wants to throw under pressure. He's hit and sacked. Back at about the 43-yard line. Outstanding penetration by Roy Vade, who's had a big game for Shaw. Second sack of the game for the Eagles.
They just beat the guy off the edge there. Again, they've been doing that consistently all game. This is how many pass plays? This might be the first for Vandebilt this year, I would assume. They're going back to their offensive last year.
Yep. So Pate sacked for a 6-yard loss. Not Pate, Armand, pardon me, by Pate. And it's going to be third down as a result from the 43-yard line. Third and 16 yards to go.
Big play by Roy. I was looking down there for his dad. He gets all excited when Roy makes plays like that. I thought for sure I could see him.
Most parents do. Third and 16. Back to pass, looking, stepping up, throwing outside, and way too tall. And incomplete for Wells. Armand misses, and Shaw gets a stop. So the sack comes up big for the Eagles here to get a stop on this possession.
I mean, you can see when they have to throw the ball downfield, that's not their game. That's not what the kid can do. So if Shaw can keep him in those situations, that's what we want to do. Third and long, and make them throw the ball downfield. That's just not what is playing to the strength of their quarterback.
So punt formation. Snap is good. Punt pressure good, but the punt is away. End over end punt, fair catch call for on the run, and made up at about the 26-yard line by Jordan. So Shaw gets a stop, and they'll start from their own 26 with 10:21 to play in the third quarter. And the Eagles up 10-0. And let's see what the Eagles can get done on the offensive side of the ball here. This Eagles offense came up big late in the first half, and obviously they want to continue that momentum if they can here early in the second half, because that's been their ticket, to say the least. And we'll see if they are able to get that done here. And obviously Shaw's in a position where they can really take control of this game if they're able to get something done with this particular possession. So we'll see just how the Eagles operate here. And again, that offense came up with a big play to end the first half to take that lead of 10-0, which they have now. And they're going to continue to try to get it done here in the second half as the Eagles go on offense from their own 26-yard line. And it'll be Tyler Nickel at quarterback on first down. Here's a stretch play right. Billiot doesn't have the speed to get there because the reaction is too strong from the defense, and he's tackled for about a yard loss. Firing up to make the play, playing both ways, was Brennan Patterson for Vandebilt Catholic. Good play. Let me plug you back in. That might help. So, second down and 10. That's a way to mute you, man.
Good pursuit by the Vandebilt Catholic defense.
Yeah, not very good blocks on our perimeter there either. So.
Second down and 11 from the 25. As Blake Billiot loses a yard.
Now we're under center here.
Yeah, with the 9 formation. Gonna run it. And Billiot again will have short yardage. Maybe the 27-yard line, a gain of 2 as the defense is stout inside.
Yeah, it looks like Billiot doesn't have the explosiveness of the other running back.
Yeah.
But
McGrew.
Yeah. And looks like he's more of a grinder. This could be a game of field position here in the second half, so we don't want to give up too much field position here.
So it's going to be third down. And 9 yards to go from the 27. Calls for the ball, rolls left. Nickel, a sprint draw, coming back to the right. And a nice cutback across the 30, but short of the first down. To about the 31-yard line, a misdirection draw. Coming back to the opposite side of the field, Rayon McGrew picks up 4, but not enough, and Shaw will go 3 and out.
Haven't seen that play in years.
That was an old staple.
Haven't seen that play in years, but I'll tell you what, there's been many a time Shaw High School has run that play over the years. I can remember Shaw offenses for Hank Tierney running that play on many a 3rd and down, Coach.
And getting many a first down.
Getting many a first down, absolutely.
Get it off.
Look at this.
Side of his foot, 40-yard line maybe, as this punt doesn't go very far, and as a result, Vandebilt Catholic will take over in great shape here.
It looks like he took a little too long to punt the ball there. The protection was not bad. It just took him a little bit too long to punt it.
And now Shaw will have to defend a very short field with 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And a little bit of momentum for Vandebilt Catholic as a result. Not the kind of possession they wanted to start with offensively, but now they must deal with it.
I also see longtime physical therapist for the Shaw Eagles, Maria Adams, down on the sideline. She's seen many of Shaw games as well.
Many a Shaw athlete. She has treated
helped fix a lot of injuries.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Snap it. Going to run it inside left and engulf for a loss. Outstanding play by the Eagle defense again, as they just can't run at that Shaw front. As tackled for a loss on the play was Drew Rios.
Yeah, they went to the short passing game there, the first series. They went back to the run, and as you said, Ken, there's just constant penetration in the backfield by the Shaw Eagle defensive line.
2nd down and 11 yards to go from the 40-yard line. 7:28 and counting 3rd quarter. 10-0 Eagles. Armand calls for the football and is rolling right. Pressure again. Gets it off. Deep sideline and no chance. And again, that's a result of the pressure. Markey can't set his feet and throw the ball.
Yeah, well, Jeff said it a couple times, contain. And right there, they were able to contain, and that's what makes the difference. Makes him throw from in the pocket, got to pull up, throw it, and looks like he overthrew the ball.
He had the backside defensive end bearing down on him right there. If he had held the ball another second, he would have got hit in the back, may have caused a fumble. So he's got that internal clock going for sure.
So it's 3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Armand back in the pocket to throw. Steps up, throws down the middle and incomplete. He got hit as he threw, and that impacted his throw again because he had a receiver that was open, but good pressure applied by the Eagles, and they've had great pressure throughout. This time it was Barron Miles.
Yeah, and Roy Pate got tackled at the line of scrimmage, and he still got some pressure there late.
You trying to insinuate there might have been a...
Well, I'm always looking for a holding call.
I can't imagine why. Those offensive guys, they never block right, do they? So punt formation here. This is Gavin Daigle who's going to punt this time for Vandebilt Catholic, so they changed punters.
Probably from the West Bank originally.
Daigle. Got it off. End-over-end kick looks like a very good one. Yep, it is. Inside the 10. It's going to be down all the way down to the Shaw 6 and put the Eagles in the hole with 6:58 to play in the 3rd, and still a 10-0 lead. But this becomes, they're all important possessions, but now this deep in the soup, as we like to call it, this is a very important possession.
Yeah. It is. And of course, right there, that was Vandebilt Catholic's turn to get the bounce off the punt. But this is always tough for an offensive coordinator, and like Coach Wooten was saying, not an explosive offense, but this is going to be interesting to see, because you want to run the ball right here, really. Okay, you're so deep in your territory, you don't want to take a chance on getting an interception and getting a quick turnover that maybe they'll score something. You turn it over. So as an offensive coordinator, you want to run the ball right here, coming out your own territory.
Well, can they get any movement up front to create some space for McGrew, who's in the backfield? Will operate behind the big fullback as well in this situation. On 1st down, Austin Billiot, the fullback, from the 6-yard line. Nickel surveys. Blitz coming. It's a run blitz, and look out. This is nowhere. Fullback got the ball. I mean, there's a run blitz all the way straight inside.
Yeah, good call on defense right there. That couldn't have been a better call on defense right there. Kudos to the defensive coordinator for
Right.
Vandebilt. He ran the perfect play against what Shaw ran.
What you're hoping for there is just that the running back can slip through the blitz, and then he's got open field if he gets through that first wave, and he just couldn't do it there.
No gain at 2nd and 10. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. As we approach the 6-minute mark, that'll be the hydration break when it happens. From the 6-yard line, Nickel taking his time here. Takes the snap, gives to McGrew. On his own play, nowhere to go. Picked up a yard, and now it's going to be 3rd and 9. So they haven't gotten themselves any punting room here as of yet.
Yeah, we got in trouble there. Shaw's punt returner, Jourdain, should have fielded that ball. He let it.
Yeah.
That just gives you all kind of problems with field position-wise, and here's the water break.
So there's the hydration break. So we'll check in with Matt Sims in a moment. With 6 minutes to play in the third quarter, 10-0 Shaw, still holding the lead over Vandebilt Catholic on a hot afternoon on the West Bank. Matt Sims is hanging in there tough. He's manning up as he did for many years on the football field. All right, Matt, what's going on? I might want to plug him in too. That would help too. So let's do that.
I can tell you what Matt's going to say.
It's a little bit sluggish, not a whole lot of energy. I think that's where Shaw has an advantage having a 2-score lead because they don't have to exert that extra energy to try to make up the deficit to come back to tie it. You know, if they can just hold serve, they'll be fine. So if they can somehow figure out a way to put together a drive, burn up a little bit of clock, and maybe keep this Vandebilt defense out on the field, it would really put the Terriers back on their heels.
All right, Matt, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Matt's absolutely right. I can see it. I mean, we're definitely blessed to be in here. It's real hot out there and humid. I remember, but we'll come back to it after this play.
First, a 3rd and 9 for the Eagles from their 6. Twin receivers right and a single left. On 3rd and 9. Going to run it left and no room there. I mean, Vanderbilt's just stacking a line of scrimmage. They're going to shut down the run, and they do as they throw Billiot straight back. No gain on the play for Blake Billiot on this run, and Shaw's going to have to punt from its own end zone.
Yeah, you just really had no other option right there for the Shaw. They're going to try and run the ball out and just kick it and rely on their defense.
And that's what they'll do in this situation, punting situation. And got to get it off first, and then you got to hope Leonard can hit it well this time. As Vanderbilt's going to get the ball on the plus side of the field here. There's almost no doubt about that.
This is where it's going to start getting interesting right here, Ken and Jeff, because some of these kids going both ways. I've noticed, and with the heat, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Good punt by Leonard. Fielded at the 43, escaped the tackle, look out. 40, he's at the 35, got a big block. 30 and all the way down inside the 25 is Patterson with a big return. And Vandebilt Catholic is going to end up in great shape at the Shaw 26-yard line. Eagles had a man there, couldn't quite corral him, and then he found some space, and he's a good athlete.
We got a flag down.
That's near the line of scrimmage, could be holding. Usually when you see that, it could be holding on the kick team. But Vanderbilt Catholic would likely take the ball where they're at.
Yeah, it looks like it's holding on Shaw, though.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I said on the kick team, yeah. So, I mean, I think if I'm Vanderbilt Catholic, I'll take the ball where I'm at.
Yeah.
At the Shaw 26. 4:44 to play in the third. 10-0 Shaw on top.
One.
So the Eagles, again, will have to defend a very short field here. It'll be at the 26-yard line of Shaw for Vandebilt Catholic. And a real chance now for Vandebilt Catholic to get on the board. 4:44 to play.
Yeah, let's see if they go back to the short passing game here.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Snap it. And there's another big hit in the backfield by the Eagles defense, and they'll stop the run cold, as they've done all day. Outstanding job, as Rios had nowhere to go.
Looks like Baron Miles and Mark Smith in there again. We do have a substitution, though, I see Cade Cardinal on the bench. I don't know what's wrong with him, but you'll see number 99 in the game, checking in at defensive tackle. I believe that
Jalen
is Jay Adams.
Yeah. Second down and 13 after the loss of 3. Back to the 29-yard line. Takes the snap, wants to throw. It's a new quarterback in the game. Pass is caught. And breaking a tackle and fighting hard. What a good run after the catch. Up to the 19. It was a really good catch on the play and then a good run.
Yeah, they back to the short passing game. I'd
That
have
was Wells.
Right.
And the new quarterback, by the way, is number 16 for Vandebilt Catholic. And I'm guessing that's Max Doyle because they don't have a 16, and Doyle is their backup quarterback.
I would have my corners playing a little bit tighter here. Make them throw the ball over your head if they have to. But, again, not the strength of their team. So take away the short passing game.
There was a 10-yard gain, and it's 3rd and 3 from the 19-yard line here. Doyle. Low snap. Has it. And he's sacked. Just getting him by the foot and getting him down is Roy Pate, his second sack of the game. That's a big one for Shaw.
That's a big play. Now, of course, Vandebilt Catholic right here, you know, I mean, they have a good kicker, so they may go ahead and take a shot. But either way, you know, it's a reasonable decision.
Look like we got a Shaw Eagle shaking up there, number 90.
Yeah, he's played a good game, Baron Miles. Yeah.
Hate to see him go out for this play.
Well, I can assure you, Coach Connors does not want to see that because remember, we're already one deep, you know, into the twos, you know, with Cade Cardinal out. They have Jay Adams in, and Jay's been in the program a long time. I know he's going to do fine. He's the son of Nat Adams.
Oh, all right.
From Shaw football back in the early 90s. He's in at 3-tech, but Baron Miles, we'll see who they put in.
Got to kick the field goal here.
Here we go.
This is going to be a field goal of 39 yards, it would appear. Now they're going to move it up to about 37, 38. So straight away from about 37 yards, field goal attempt by Reed Berg, center of the field. Snap is good, the spot is down. He's hit it hard, he's hit it well, and he's hit it right through the goalpost. So with 2:48 to play in the third, a timeout on the field. It's now Archbishop Shaw 10, Vandebilt Catholic 3. We're back in a moment. This is Shaw Football on WGSO 990 AM and live video at CrescentCitySports.com.
Put something when we were standing out there.
Eagles on top, 10-3. Here's the kickoff, and it's going to be taken by Jordan at the 8. Upfield to the 10, 15. He's at the 20. Jordan to the 25 and gets out to about the 28-yard line, and that's where Shaw will put it in play. With 2:41 to play in the third, still up 10-3. All right, so whether they score or not, they need a possession with more than just 3 and out, right?
Yeah, we needed a couple of first downs, change the field position there. Miles Haney, I want to shout out to him because he threw a tremendous block there on the kick return. One of those blocks that these days it could be a penalty. I don't know. He hit him right in the ear hole.
Miles is a good player. I know if we're going to do well this year, he'll be a big part of it.
So here's Shaw starting from its own 27-yard line. The 2:40 to play in the third. Slant is there. 35-40. Broken tackle, 45. First down, Shaw. Up to about the 49-yard line. And that's a really good throw and catch. Jacob Guidry on the play for the Eagles.
Big play there. Changes field positions in one play with midfield.
That was Jacob Guidry. His mom and dad's going to be happy. His dad played on the '87 state championship team for Shaw.
Awesome. Legacy. 22 yards and a first down. Guidry comes up big. On 1st and 10 from the 49. Snap it. Play fake. Throw the slant again. It was there. Same play on the other side to Guidry again. Wide open, but the throw is off the mark. And it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Wide open.
Yeah. I mean, again, they've missed some chances with open receivers in the passing game today. 2nd and 10 from the 48. But I like their attacking style here. Certainly can't sit on a 7-point lead with over a quarter left.
And you know, when Steve came here, that's what he wanted to do, Steve Wines, to have an run-pass option type of offense and be attacking.
On 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line. Good snap. Running inside with a hole. Broke a tackle. 45. First down. 40. Still on his feet. McGrew. He's inside the 35 and all the way down to the Vandebilt Catholic 33. Big play. 18 yards and a first down.
Yeah, I think that goes back to Shaw opening up with 2 pass plays there. Loosened up Vandebilt a little bit and create a little seam in there. Great run by McGrew.
Absolutely. It opened it up. Made him take a look at that. And I think that definitely made a difference, opening up the middle a little bit on that play.
So at 2:04 to play in the third quarter, Shaw on a good drive at the Vandebilt Catholic 33 and a 10-3 lead for the Eagles.
It's a good drive. It's a good drive for the following reasons. 1, you just flip the field, okay? That's 1. And 2, you're keeping your defense off the field. Remember, we had a couple of injuries, and you're allowing, the therapist, the trainer, to tend to those injuries and hopefully get these kids back on the field and not winded and ready to play.
Yep, big drive here. Big response by the Shaw Eagle offense. I know we've been doing a lot of reminiscing today with this new stadium, but I'd be remiss if I never mentioned Ray Big and John Fro.
Oh man,
there was not a
There
was not a bigger Shaw Eagle fan than him. Kind of brings tears to my eyes that he's not here today.
We could not contain him.
No.
From the 33-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic, Nickel wants to throw on first down. He's going to gun it deep down the sideline. Man there on the run. Touchdown! Perfect throw. 33 yards, and there's Ashton Johnson with his second touchdown reception of the game, and the Eagles lead it 16-3.
Yeah, nothing fancy there. Just dropped back and threw it. Ashton ran the corner, and it was a perfect throw. Beautiful throw.
Proud of him. He's been working really hard. It's good to see. Good to see him do well.
Perfectly thrown and a touchdown to Ashton Johnson, as mentioned, his second of the game. And the Eagles' lead is now 16-3. Leonard to try the extra point. Good snap, but the whistle sounds before the snap and before the kick can be executed. So they'll talk it over. All right, man. So back, just a brief respite there. Fix that, and we're back to go. So what you got here is a situation where Eagles will try the extra point once more after the flag came down. And this time Leonard has it up, and he has it good. So with 1:35 to play in the third quarter, it is now Shaw with a 17-3 lead over Vandebilt Catholic, and that was a very important answer there, guys, to be able to Now they come back and answer, but score a touchdown in the process.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just what the doctor ordered. We can't emphasize how big of a drive that was. Big, big drive. And they went back to the passing game, and they had one big run, and they loosened the defense up with that passing game. They got the big run, and then they were able to hit the touchdown strike again, the big play.
So at 1:35 to play in the third, 17-3. Shaw on top. That was just a 4-play drive, 73 yards. Easy does it, right?
Yeah. I wish it was that easy every time.
I hear you. Got that right.
I'm proud of Steve and Ashton right there. Steve, he as an offensive coordinator right there, it takes some guts to to call a play like that, Ken.
Yep.
Jeff, and he called it. Ashton ran a perfect route, and Tyler made a perfect throw. It's good to see it when you see guys working so hard.
Here's the kickoff. Kicked it away from the return man wisely and into the end zone. Yep. Touchback. That second touchback, Leonard's kick. Good job.
Great placement of the kick there. Didn't have the strongest of leg, but just placed it in the right spot and let it bounce into the end zone.
All right, so going in, what I see going in is we still have Adams in for Card now. Okay, so we still got that substitution, and let's see if Baron Miles is in the game. Okay, he was the other player who was hurt. He is.
He's in. 59.
He is in the game. So that drive definitely helped Shaw, recover and regroup on defensive line.
Vandebilt Catholic at its own 20 with 1:35 to play in the third. Takes over here. Doyle fakes, throws it outside. That's caught in a flat. 20, 25, and a nice first down play on the completion to number 4, Jules Weaver. So Doyle to Weaver. 8 yards.
Good call right there.
Yeah, back to the short passing game. I did hear the Northwestern coach, Pat Fitzgerald, this morning on ESPN say that those linemen blocking downfield is communism. And that's what you had right there. The guy was blocking downfield while the ball was in the air. You can tell I'm a defensive coach. But
Second down and 2. Looking for the quick throw again, and that's caught. Boy, that was in traffic, but a first down is caught across the 30 to the 33-yard line by Cruz Terrio, his first catch of the game.
Yeah, actually Shaw did a good job there with their linebackers with their drops. The quarterback, as Ken said, put it in traffic, so I'll take that. If he throws that ball again, that ball should be intercepted. Did a much better job on their drops with the linebackers right there.
So Terrio with his first catch, 5 yards, and a first down to the 33-yard line. We're under a minute to play in the third quarter. This could be the final play of the quarter, or not, if they keep throwing it, which they've done well. Doyle fakes, wants to throw again. Got it through a defender, complete. Broken tackle and more. First down all the way up near midfield. On the reception, that is Jules Weaver, and Doyle has his team moving.
I don't know how he got that one.
Same play they completed on the first play of the drive. Just a little quick out. And he broke some tackles that time.
Gain of 18 yards. Doyle's come in and sparked this team. He's completed all 4 passes he's thrown. Weaver has another catch, his 4th of the game. This will be the final play of the quarter, barring a penalty. Quick throw again, and that one is caught, I believe. Yeah, they rule it a catch. So it is Ja'Cory Wells, and that's the end of the third quarter. So after 3, our score is Shaw 17, Vandebilt Catholic 3. We'll check in with Matt in a moment. This is Shaw Eagles football on WGSO 990 AM and on the web, watching live at CrescentCitySports.com. And nothing we can do. fourth quarter set to begin. 17-3 Shaw on top of Vandebilt Catholic. Matt Sims down on the sideline. Matt, Shaw with a 2-score lead now. Good chance that it can hold up.
Yeah, that was a really big play for them. We knew they needed a drive to move the ball down the field, but that was the perfect case scenario, scoring a touchdown. And we're going to see whether or not here a change of quarter once again finds a way to reinvigorate the Shaw defense to stop the Vandebilt offense after they begin to find their feet.
Thank you, Matt. 2nd and 5 of the Shaw 44 as the fourth quarter begins. And he's going to run it left. Doyle cuts it upfield, and he's got a first down. He looks like he's really sparked this team. Made the quarterback change, and now they're on the move.
Yeah, he looks fresh, doesn't he? He looks fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, those legs look fresh. After he came off of the fake, he hit it running, and he attacked the seam.
Seems
8 yards.
Yeah, seems to have a little more zip on the ball, too.
Absolutely.
8 yards on the run and a first down. One of their better runs of the game. To the Shaw 36-yard line with 11:43 to play. 17-3 Eagles on top. On 1st and 10, here's Doyle. Snap it. Wants to throw it. Pump fakes. Hit as he throws deep down the field, and it's incomplete. And the hit certainly affected his throw because, again, Pate was there with tremendous pressure as he's had all game long.
Yeah, again, on his previous throws, they all been quick passes, and on that one, he pump faked. And again, Shaw's still getting pressure every single time they drop back. The difference is, before they were throwing these quick passes, and right there, they took a little bit more time, and right there in his face when he threw the ball.
Yeah, Roy's having a great game. I know for certain he's got 2 sacks and 2 hurries, but I don't know how many tackles he has. He has quite a few.
2nd and 10 from the 36 of Shaw. Snap it. Gonna throw it outside. Caught in the flat and wrapped up, and they will stop him. And great convergence by the Shaw defense. 4 green shirts there, and they put him down.
That's a good
Dawson
job.
Guidry was there.
Very good job, team tackling. A lot of green shirts right there, and as a defensive coach, that's definitely what you want.
Well, that was the same play they've been running. The Eagle defense sniffed it out that time. A little out route by the inside receiver, but they were there to make the tackle. And that goes back to the old game green defense, we used to call it.
Absolutely.
Everybody running to the ball and plenty of green shirts.
So it's 3rd and 10 at the 36. With 10:53 left to play. 17-3 Shaw. Vandebilt Catholic taking a long time here getting this play into the game. They're going to have to call timeout again. You don't have a 25-second clock. You could tell that it was running down there. And they just had to take the timeout to preserve this drive.
The 25-second clock, I noticed when I came into the game, it was working, and then I saw it was stuck on 25. Now I see it's off.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the situation is.
Game one bugs.
Yeah. And I'm sure when we meet on Tuesday, we'll probably have lots of things that we'll want to change before we, I believe the next game we have in here is against St. Aug. It's at 3:30 on a Friday, which is interesting. But but we will. I'm sure we will have lots of adjustments to make.
Well, this will be a big play. Gotta believe it's 4-down territory. Field goals really, I don't think, are part of the equation here. Down 2 touchdowns with 10:43 to play.
I did get some information from the press box here. They said the play clocks weren't syncing together.
Okay.
So that's why they had to
turn
them
them
off.
off.
Yeah.
So here's a big 3rd and 10. Vandebilt Catholic at the Shaw 36-yard line. Big play here. Twin receivers left, a single right.
Right there sitting, no pressure, no extra pressure. Which you don't really have to do with the pressure they've been bringing with a 4-man front.
Snap it, wants to throw it, does. Caught. Nice catch on a ball that was down and near the first down, just short it appears, on the receptionist, Cruz Terrio, and now they'll go for it. So Terrio got it to the 29, where it's 4th and 3. So here's a big 4th and 3 forthcoming. Going to keep saying it, but this is a big play in the game, right?
Yep. Hate to be Captain Obvious, but yep, this is going to be a big play. I'm sure they should go back. They can't run the ball. They're going to have to throw this a short passing game. We need to get up on our coverage here with 2 loose.
4th and 3 at the 29. Doyle takes the snap. Running in trouble. Shaw's going to get him, and he's down.
Face mask.
Face mask is going to be called, I believe. They had him tackled for no gain, but reaching on the play, trying to make the tackle. Face mask was grabbed, and that's going to be a first down for Vandebilt Catholic. Ouch. Tough break.
Yeah, tough break right there.
No intent whatsoever.
No.
Line of scrimmage was the 29. Whether it's 5 or 15, it's a first down either way.
Yeah. They didn't really even grab it. They just kind of slapped at it and turned his head.
A big first down by penalty on 4th down. And Shaw's 7th penalty of the game for 53 yards. And now Vandebilt Catholic has a new set of downs at the Shaw 24 with 9:56 left to play in the game. On 1st and 10. Doyle looked for the quick one, wasn't there, steps up, he'll run, shook one tackle, but then goes down after a short gain on the play at about the 21-yard line.
Got a penalty flag coming in.
I'm going to tell you, that quarterback looks fresh, doesn't he? He looks like he's got some.
This could be a holding call.
This one looks like it's going against Vandebilt Catholic.
Well, they're basically one-dimensional right now. I mean, all they have is a short passing game.
Holding is the call on Vandebilt Catholic, so that'll be their 5th penalty of the game. And let's see where they put the ball down. If from the line of scrimmage, it should be the 39, and that's what it is. So a 10-yard penalty. So you take away the play, and it's 1st and 20. At the 34-yard line. With 9:30 to play and counting. Terriers line up at the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers left, a single to the right. Now the snap, wants to throw, pressure on. And a flag, should be holding again. Got away from 2 green shirts, he's still running. Doyle cuts outside, what a run this is. Escapes another and another and gets about a 9-yard gain.
That's another penalty.
But it's coming back, chop block is one, and there could be another one.
And a hit in the back on Vandebilt.
So now, looks like the Terriers will be going backwards again. Yeah, and this, to me, the difference in the game is the Shaw pressure. Their pressure has been relentless throughout on the Vandebilt Catholic quarterbacks, regardless of whether it's been Armand or Doyle.
Right now they're exhausted from chasing him because So this could be, this is something you want to watch. I've seen this happen before.
I know Tommy was, the front 7 kids on this defense all played last year, basically. That's the strength. But we graduated all of the DBs. So this is all a new group of DBs, and this was Tommy Connor's major concern. And then one of the best players back there, Dorian Lewis, tore a ligament in his knee. So we went one more deeper into those DB groups. So
another one.
Wow, 15 and 15, guys. Dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct on Vandebilt Catholic, and this is a 30-yard walk-off.
Don't see this much, Ken.
No, you really don't.
I did not see the chop block, but I definitely saw the block in the back. And it came after the whistle was blown, so it's...
So all the way back to the 35-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic, and frankly, it should be the 34, guys. That's 29 yards, not 30, but what am I to say, right?
It's a long way, Ken.
It's a long way.
Let's leave it at that.
I'll keep my mouth shut on these referees.
They didn't mark it off correctly. It should be at the 34-yard line. They got it at the 35. I mean, I keep play-by-play here. That's 29 yards. I can do my math. But they end up at their own 35, and their first down marker is at the Shaw 24. You get the picture? Wow. It's about 51 yards to go. Doyle wants to throw, throws in the flat, caught, and that's not going anywhere. Well played. Rios tackled for a short gain. In fact, no gain at the 35.
And the other good thing here is that they can run the clock. They got to go for they got to go forever for a first down. Let them keep this series. Let them run some clock and bring it down to about the 6-minute mark when we get the ball back.
So Rios gains none. Clock winding down toward 8 minutes to go, 17-3 Shaw.
This is the longest 8 minutes in Tommy Connor's life.
You better believe it, Coach.
2nd and 51. You have a play for that?
Ken, I don't know if I've ever heard of it.
Back.
Unreal. From the 35-yard line, snap it, fake it. Doyle rolling, throws in the flat, that's caught. And a good tackle in the open field. Limits him to a short gain as number 4 tackles number 4, Peyton Clement, tackling Jules Weaver.
There he is, full of the Holy Spirit.
So a gain of 5. It's 3rd down at 46 now. Weaver with his 6th catch of the game. He's been good for 51 yards. 3rd and 46 from the 40-yard line.
3-man rush.
Play it safe. Doyle has a lot of time to survey. Deep down the middle, that's caught at the Shaw 40 and falling down at the 39. Puts Vandebilt Catholic back in the mix. It's Cruz Terry O'Carnett. Now they'll definitely go for it.
And they also
21 yards.
Changes the field position, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I'll tell you, the receiver did a good job because the linebacker was right there. He settled in right in the open spot where he had to. Quarterback put it right there. Got to give him credit. But going back to what Jeff was saying, it does flip the field back.
So here's a 4th down from the 39. They need the 16. 4th and 23. Here's Doyle retreating. Doyle's got pressure. He's going to be hit. He got away and got away from another. And another. Look at Doyle. 35-30, but Shaw will finally corral him and stop him. Well, this Doyle's a good player, and Shaw's in trouble with him.
He must have got in trouble in school or something.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You wonder about if he would have started this game, right? Yeah. He's been a load to handle in the run and pass game, but Shaw gets the stop, and a big one at that with 6:24 to play. Up 17-3. Could this be the day? Wouldn't that be perfect symmetry on the first day ever in this stadium to be able to get that first win in a long time? And again, for historical perspective, October 14, 2016, last win for Shaw over Belchase, 20-7. Nearly ended at Belchase last week, but not quite.
Yeah, last
week. The Jeff Wooten Bowl, you know?
Yeah, the Jeff Wooten Bowl. Last week, we should have won the game. We were on the 3-yard line, and we fumbled the football. And again, that's what goes back to what the three of us were talking about earlier. This team and this young coaching staff has to learn how to win.
Right.
And one of the biggest thing is taking care of the football. You know, what Coach Connors told the team after the game, he said, okay, so we beat them in rushing yards, we beat them in passing yards, we beat them in time of possession, we beat them in 3rd down conversions, but guess what? We lose in turnovers. You cannot win like that.
Talk about Torn. I have obviously coached here for many years, have so many friends and relationships here, and then my good friend Stephen Myers, head coach at Belchase.
A good guy.
And I'm the only advertiser for the Belchase football program. So,
wow. 1st and 10 from the 30. Shaw in that I formation. Can they possess the ball here? Run it inside. Bill Yott broke the line of scrimmage. Gets 3.
Yeah, he's not a lateral runner.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think with Blake here, Blake's a young guy. He's only in 10th grade. His brother, both him and his brother are on this team. St. Cletus kids, local Catholic school boys. He's a vision guy. You know, he's got great vision when he runs. I don't think, as you say, a lateral guy or a breakaway guy. Good vision, solid runner.
Now, as a defensive coordinator here, I was constantly looking at the clock.
Where's the hydration break? Yeah. They've gone past 6 minutes.
Well, I think that they might have just had it, but I want this clock to get down to 4 minutes.
2nd and 7 from the 33. Shaw wants to take its time on every snap now. Clock is your ally. And they're going to run it left. There's some room here if he can get outside. Cuts back at the 37, 38, 39. Just short of the first down, it appears, is Billiard by half a yard.
Looked like outside zone there.
I thought they might have had a face mask, but no.
Well, they're going to give him the mark of the 40. Whoa. If that is, it's a first down. They've already moved the chains, so it's got to be a first down.
Yeah.
They already moved the chains.
Very generous.
And that's a first down, Shaw. to the 40-yard line, and what a big first down that is for the Eagles as Billiot gets it for Shaw, and now the Eagles can run some more clock as a result.
Starts. 5:20.
The Eagles broke the huddle quickly. They don't need to do that in this situation. You don't want to sit at the line of scrimmage too long, especially on a hot day, but there you go. Vandebilt Catholic jumps across, not one but two guys. That'll be an offsides penalty on them, and now 1st and 5 and a great chance to move the chains again.
Big run there by Billiot. I mean, he came up big right there, outside zone, like Coach Mark said, looked like, and he was able to bulldoze his way for a first down. Big one.
So 5 yards to the 45-yard line and a first down. Nicole steps away from center, taking his time, letting that clock run down. It's at 4:45 now.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10. Nicole snap. Here's the run left. It's got room. Billiot 50, 45, 40, and bumped out of bounds with a first down as Blake Billiot
And that's the vision
at the 40-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic.
And that's the vision that I've noticed, you know. And again, he didn't play last year. He was only a freshman. He was playing freshman ball last year. But so far this year, in our scrimmage, in our jamboree, and last week against Bell Chase, I find he does run with good vision. And that was a good example. The hole was on the backside, and he found it.
Good run. The only vision I wish he had would to stay in bounds.
I hear you.
True.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic with 4:38 to play. Clock stopped, went out of bounds on the play. Couldn't avoid it, though.
No.
Run inside, and this time had to fight hard to get a yard or two, and that was it. So Billiot on the carry, getting the lion's share of the carries now in this possession. And Billiot able to get it forward for 2 yards in a 2nd and 8 at the 38. They won't have to snap this till under 4 minutes to play now.
So Coach Wine swaps backs. We got McGrew in and Billiot out. So let's see.
Billiot had carried 4 straight times.
Yeah, let's see what his plans are here.
To run McGrew.
Yeah.
2nd and 8. Don't want to throw it now. 3:58 and counting. Shaw up 17-3. McGrew, zone play inside, and he's going to be hit.
Both hands on the ball.
And shook a tackle, but is stopped after a 1-yard gain, but that's okay. And that'll force a timeout by Vandebilt Catholic, which comes with 3:44 left.
And you know, at this situation, this is what having Coach Valden on the staff is invaluable. Invaluable.
Clock management?
Yes. He's helping a young coach like Tommy Connors manage this clock. I guarantee you he's saying something on the headphones right now just to remind him.
Yeah.
You know, it's invaluable to have Coach Lou on his staff in this situation.
And you know, Jeff, I'll be honest with you, Ken, there have been decisions that I have had to make as principal that I have called him and said, Coach, this is the situation. What do you think about that? Because I know and I am aware of how much experience he has.
Yeah.
You know, when we're you know, making decisions about the school.
A great resource to lean on. A really good guy, an outstanding coach.
He is a good guy. You know, the kids love him in his class. They do. He teaches some ELA classes, and you know, I walk by his class and I'm like, wow, he knows that grammar. He knows that stuff.
Who would ever thought?
Who would ever thought?
Yeah.
But he really does.
No,
He knows
yeah.
it.
So at the 37-yard line of Vandebilt Catholic, it's 3rd down and 7 for the Shaw Eagles. McGrew in the backfield.
Oh, they have to call another timeout.
Player on, and they had to burn a timeout out of a timeout, and that may wipe them out with 3:44 to play.
Man. They called a penalty.
They did call a penalty.
Wow.
So that is even bigger.
Oh, nope.
No, they wave it off.
Wave it
Saying
off.
he called a timeout before the penalty.
Right. Called timeout. So now it'll be 3rd and 7 as we thought it would be from the 37-yard line. With 3:44 to play. McGrew in the backfield with nickel under center. this time. Takes the snap, gives to McGrew. He's hit right away and dropped for a loss. Down for a 2-yard loss, but that'll be the final timeout taken here by Vandebilt Catholic with 3:38 to play. So 4th and 2. And I guess you punted here, guys.
Oh, yeah. 4th and 8. Huh?
Is it 4th and 8?
Yeah.
Loss of 2 on the play. It's 4th and 8.
Definitely going to have to punt it. Make sure this punter, the punter, Arnold, gets it off fast. Don't hold on to the ball.
Yep.
They've had good snaps every single time, so that hadn't been a problem.
No doubt. So just need to execute this. Not put yourself in a bad position.
Vandebilt has no timeouts left.
Nickel 8 of 17, 149, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ashton Johnson with both touchdown catches. Hey. On 4th down, Leonard to punt it away. It's going to bounce it about the 15, 14, 13, and roll dead at about the 12, and that's where they'll put it in play with about 3:27 to play. So it'll be Vandebilt Catholic ball with 3:27 left to play, and the Eagles are that far away from their first win since 2016. Matt Sims will have the winners when it's over, and there's a lot of guys we could choose as stars of the game when you think about this one. But boy, I mean, you think about Ashton Johnson, he's caught 2 touchdown passes, and defensively, a lot of guys you could choose because Shaw's defense has been very good. But Roy Tate in particular is, Roy Pate has been really good, I said.
I mean, Ashton, the receiver, obviously, but the 2 defensive ends, you could put them up as the MVPs of the game as well.
Yep. On 1st down, wants to throw it. Doyle does on a slant. That's a great catch.
Great catch.
Lost the 20 and real traffic. The catch made on number 13, Parker Nunnally, his first catch of the game. And a 1st down.
Just eluded the hands of the Shaw linebacker, Peyton Clement.
9 yards to Nunnally to the 22-yard line. 2nd and 1 as a result.
Bad snap.
Ball's on the ground. Shaw's got it, and it might be a
Touchdown.
score. Scoop and score. Touchdown, Shaw from 18 yards out. Should put this one on ice, as that is Miles Haney with the fumble recovery and touchdown. And what a flag on the play, though. We'll check that.
It might be a celebration, or
it is a touchdown, and that's what they're going to call, apparently. So looks like a touchdown for Shaw. And then the celebration penalty, a scoop and score from 18 yards out. Miles Haney.
Yeah, it was a bad snap. No pressure. They didn't even have time to have any pressure. And then the running back actually kicked the ball forward.
Right.
Haney scoops it up, and it was clear sailing. And you can see a lot of jubilation here on the Shaw sideline. You got to feel good for all these kids.
You really do. So Shaw now in position to put this game on ice, as the Eagles are in great shape here. 23-3, extra point coming from Leonard. Now they stop it again right before he's about to try the extra point. Had a lot of those stoppages in this game for whatever reason. All right. So whatever it was declined. And Shaw will have their chance after all to kick this extra point. Leonard to handle that. Leonard's kick is up, and he's pushed it to the right, so no good. With 2:49 to play, it's still Shaw 23-3 with the lead here. So Eagles should be in great shape here. I mean, there's no doubt that they should win this game at this point. We'll get you settled in a second here. 23-3. Eagles on top.
Good cooperation in this matter. Greatly appreciated.
Leonard could not convert the extra point, but we'll see if he can find his way to have a good kickoff here and put the Eagles in better shape. So Leonard will kick it off here.
Yeah, that wasn't Leonard. That was actually, I guess they must have had a backup kicker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Villanova, I believe.
Okay.
He just pushed it. They might have given him a little
My bad.
chance to kick it.
There's a fumble kickoff, fumble forward, and covering the ball at about the 21. So,
Yeah, the wheels are coming off of Vandebilt Catholic here at the end.
no doubt.
But the Eagles deserve it today. They were the better team. They definitely played better, and you just got to feel good for the coaching staff, the administration. Mark had to go down and take part in the after-game ceremonies. And
Yeah,
I
we
know-
want to thank Mark Williams for being with us. Great guy, and he's doing a terrific job at Archbishop Shaw. It's great to have him with us. We'll have another game broadcast that Mark will join us for, and Scott as well, when Shaw will host Rummel here on the 29th of this month.
I saw they had a squeaker last night. Ken, they kicked a 45-yard field goal, huh?
Yep, that's Riverside on the road.
Is Riverside down
They're not where
this
they've
year,
been. Yeah,
or-
they're not where
yeah.
they've been. They're still good skill, but you know they're still competent, certainly, but they're not as elite as they've been. Neither is Rummel, basically.
Holy Cross has been impressive. so
Very
far
good
this
team,
year.
yeah. Very good team, no doubt about it. And I knew they would be. I said that all along.
Well, Coach LeCompte definitely knows what he's doing on the offensive side. It's just the defense has been looking particularly impressive so far this year.
No doubt.
Jesuit's looking a little better this year as well.
Yeah, they're definitively improved. How's that?
Yeah, you're better with the vocabulary. Than
Good looking team. I mean, they're solid. Better quarterback play. Good up front on defense. No doubt. First down, snap it, throw it, incomplete. So Doyle has this one fall incomplete. Going to be 2nd and 10. Doyle's played well.
Yeah, and still sticking with the short passing game. I mean, all Shaw has to do is obviously just keep everything in front of him and make the tackles, keep them in bounds. Don't make this like be a bloodletting where you just, let them drive down the field on you in this final 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
2nd and 10 at the 22. Wants to throw it out. It's caught. Short gain, though, as Doyle was able to get it to Nunnally.
Pass complete to number 13, Parker Nunnally.
To Parker Nunnally on the catch, but he only got it to the 24, gain of 3. And the clock running with 2:30 to play. And it's going to be 3rd down. And 7 yards to go. Third and 7. Snap it. Throws down the middle, and it's incomplete. Almost timed it perfectly.
Good play. A free safety. Again, the two defensive ends are putting pressure on the quarterback.
So the pass falls incomplete. Good job of closing on the ball. And now the Vandebilt Catholic will probably punt the ball and concede here.
Yeah. Well, the Shaw Eagles will be able to get in the formation they haven't been able to get into in 2 years.
Oh, my goodness. How about that, huh?
Yeah. The best formation in football.
Always has been, always will be. Victory formation for Shaw. So here we go. Punt is away, end over end kick. And he'll field an easy hop and just lay down. Good move by Jourdain.
Yep.
Don't need to be a hero there. That's a smart play with 1:54 left. Vandebilt Catholic's out of timeouts. They cannot stop the clock. Shaw will start from its 32-yard line. This streak is going to end, folks, and what a wonderful thing for Shaw here to be able to pull this off. Been a long time coming.
Wonderful day for the Shaw community. I mean, like you said, they get this victory. You got hundreds of people, just on the outside the stadium cooking plenty of shrimp and jambalaya. You got the West Bank community coming together. It's just a great day for Shaw, Archbishop Shaw. I tell you what, the referees out there dragging too.
It's been a hot long afternoon.
They got their hands on their knees as well.
Try to talk to Tommy Connors and Matt Sims, and then see if we can get a star of the game or two, or maybe Ashton Johnson, Roy Pate. Pate had a couple of sacks, was big, or even just now, Miles Haney. Fumble recovery, scoop and score for a touch, and he's also had a really good game.
Blocked the punt.
Blocked the punt. So maybe Haney, number 9.
Yeah.
Haney, blocked punt, and the fumble recovery, scoop and score. Run inside with McGrew. McGrew's going to get maybe a yard, and that's all Shaw wanted to do is run the ball, run the clock here.
And I tell you, the offensive line played really well in the fourth quarter with Bill Yacht in the backfield. Those couple of runs there where they changed the field position, got a couple of first downs, ran the clock, ran some clock, and he's coming back in, number 48. Had a real good fourth quarter for the young man.
No gain at 2nd and 9 as a result from the 33. Minute 20 to play. Shaw just letting the clock run here with a minute 9 left. Run it left. Bill Yacht will be tackled for a loss. But again, it matters not. So Blake Bill Yacht just running clock here. Put us under a minute. One more play should do it. We don't see the play clock because we don't, again, it's not working. There's no gain officially to the 33.
Yeah, usually in this situation, the referees will not blow the ball in too soon.
We're watching them right here to see if they do. And there it is.
Yep.
So they will have to snap it twice more. This play and then one other. And on 4th down, they can just snap it and run around a little bit and run the clock out. On 3rd down here, no need for the Eagles to hurry. This is about to be history. Snap it, and he just takes a knee back at the 30-yard line.
That's it. Congratulations, Tommy Connors and Shaw Eagles.
So the Shaw Eagles win this one by the score of 23-3. The streak is over at 16. And what a momentous day here on campus for the Shaw Eagles. What a way to debut, winning it by the score of 20-3. Fantastic performance. That will go chase down Tommy, and then again we'll try to get stars. Got to get them quickly because the other media is on the other side by the coaches now. So we'll do that, and just a really good win for Shaw here today, Jeff. I mean, they did everything you wanted to see a team do. Played defense, ran it when they had to, were successful, and doing all the things you have to do to win a football game. They were really good in that capacity here, weren't they?
Just the type of game we thought it would be. Defensive, Shaw came up with some big plays, had the big turnover there toward the end to put the game away. The Shaw defensive line dominated.
They certainly did, and what an effort by the Eagles here to win it. 23-3 over the Vandebilt Catholic Terriers. And Matt on his way to getting Coach Connors right now.
Yeah.
Chasing him down. And
he gets to give he gave a victory speech at Jamboree, but that's different.
It's a lot different in this situation.
First
All right,
one.
Matt, take it away with Tommy Connors. Matt Sims. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, guys, I'm here with winning head coach Tommy Connors. Coach, tremendous victory for your team. The losing streak's over, and what a perfect way to do it. Christening in the school's new stadium. Your thoughts on today?
There's no better feeling than the christening stadium. The losing streak happened, but that doesn't change the way you approach the game. That doesn't change anything. But these kids did earn their victory. We controlled the ball well. We made plays on defense. We made plays on offense. Vandebilt's disciplined football team. They'll have a bright future in district. And overall, it's a great way to open up a brand new stadium. We're excited about it.
Yeah, go ahead. They're going to take a prayer, guys.
Certainly let that happen. That's very important. And I like this because two parochial schools gathering together and in a circle and praying together. Kind of reminds you of the megaphone game.
Yeah.
The way that happens.
I didn't know they were exchanging something.
That's one of the things one of the real traditions I've always loved watching is that game because it's so hard when you played a game and you lost the game and you got to get in there and you got to get with the other guys and coaches talk to the opposing team, and somebody's got to give a trophy to somebody.
Right, and that's what's right about sports. I mean,
it is right about sports.
When we beat Rummel, Jay would be very gracious and give a great speech to our team, and then when we happen to lose a Rummel, Scott would always give a very gracious speech to the Rummel team. So it's, what's right about the Catholic League, what's right about sports in general.
No question about that. And this is great to see. It's what the game's supposed to be about. Everybody getting along and talking, and of course the prayer continuing as we speak. And just a really solid performance overall by Shaw. Rayon Magru rushed for 57 yards. Blake Billiot rushed for 35 yards. Tyler Nichols 8 of 17 unofficially, 149 yards, a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, and there was really no.
Ashton Johnson, 3 catches, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. All right, Matt, you want to take it back? Go ahead.
All right, Coach, your defense really found a way to make them one-dimensional today. I mean, they struggled to run the football. A couple of scrambles there late in the game, but nothing that led to any points or anything of circumstance. How was your defense able to make them one-dimensional, completely shut down the run?
Their ability to play at high noon, with it being hot and no wind, and give great effort for 4 quarters was what we needed to do to play defense that well. And they stepped up and we played hard, and we had guys breathing heavy, bending over, and when they needed that, that's what they did. So, I mean, hats off to those guys for playing so hard on both sides of the field.
Last question for you, Coach. You talked about at halftime that when you take the deep shots down the field, it's a low percentage type of play. But if you're going to do that, you realize it's going to be a low percentage. You went for it deep twice in the second half, and it paid off for touchdowns. Talk about the way the offense performed and how you guys kept going at it and eventually connect on those deep balls.
Yeah, well, I mean, they say in offense, take what the defense gives you. We more had to say, listen, one play at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. One play at a time. What's the right play in each situation? And Coach Wines and the offensive guys, the quarterback executed, the receivers made plays, the running backs got first downs when we needed them, and they did a great job of just staying in the moment, play by play, execute.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See y'all next time.
All right. Thank you very much, Tommy Connors. Thank you, Matt Sims. And we'll see if we can get 1 or 2 players on as well when we have a chance here. Shaw Alma Mater going on right now, so they're saluting the alma mater as we speak. And I'll tell you what, again, Ashton Johnson, a couple of touchdown catches. And as you mentioned, certainly you look at the play of Miles Haney, blocked a punt, and then they had a scoop and score touchdown. Certainly a star of the game as well. The senior getting it done on defense. And, of course, Ashton Johnson, a senior, getting it done on offense in this game. You want your seniors to perform? That's what happened here.
And that's what you really feel good for, the seniors of this team who's going through some tough times in their 4 years here. So you really feel good about those 2 kids. And also, Billiot, I was a little down on him a little bit in the beginning of the game, but he really picked his game up there in the 4th quarter. And his 35 yards, I think you said, were, man, they were no more important than what he did in the 4th quarter to keep the drives going and run the clock.
All right, so looks like Tommy's going to speak to his team, so we'll take a timeout. Shaw wins it by the score of 23-3. Back in a moment. This is Shaw Eagles football on WGSO 990 AM and at CrescentCitySports.com. What a victory for Shaw here this afternoon. They beat Vandebilt Catholic 23-3. Ken Trahan, Jeff Wooten with you. Eagles have Holy Cross next week, a tough game at Tad Gormley on Friday night. Next broadcast for Shaw Eagles football is Saturday, September 29th here at Archbishop Shaw when they take on the Rummel Raiders in the Megaphone game. It'll be on WGSO 990 AM. We certainly look forward to bringing that one to you. We also thank our friends at Riverlands Insurance Company in Luling. Meeting all your insurance needs, call Riverlands at 1-800-336-4579 or go to Rivens.com. Thanks to Noah and Luke and Riverlands Insurance for their support of high school football at CrescentCitySports.com. And our thanks to Lamarck Ford. Lamarck Ford getting it done in every capacity. They always do. Lamarck Ford, the only local dealership in the New Orleans area where you can totally buy online. State-of-the-art 30,000 square foot collision center, now open, fixes all makes and models. One of the only places that does aluminum bodywork. Big things are coming in 2019 at the Lamarck Automotive Complex. State-of-the-art Lincoln dealership, standalone quick lane, 12 covered service aisles, services of all makes and models, used car superstore with indoor showroom, fully renovated Ford dealership, all located at the same location in Kenner. Lamarck is a Kelly Blue Book buying center. Extraordinary deals and service, Lamarck Ford. Once again, our thanks to Rock and Bowl, Yale College Inn, Lamarck Ford, Riverlands Insurance, and Gills Bar for their support. Matt Sims standing by with the star of the game. Matt, take it away with Miles Haney.
Yeah, guys, I'm here with Miles Haney, arguably defensive MVP of the game today. First of all, talk about what a big win this means for you as a student for Shaw. First win in 2 years, and it came on the day that you christened the new football stadium here on campus.
It's a blessing. We waited for this for so long, and we practiced all those hours, and all that hard work is finally paid off, and it feels great.
You guys shut down the Vandebilt running attack today. What did the coach tell you throughout the week to help prepare you guys to make them a one-dimensional team where they could not run the football?
Big thing was trust my reads and tackle. And I trust my coach and I trust my reads.
Talk about your play. You had a block punt and then a scoop and score there at the end, which sealed the deal. I mean, that'd be pretty special for you to step up so big for your team on a day like today.
It was great. It was the first defensive touchdown we have in the stadium, and I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed to have it.
Good luck to you next week against Holy Cross.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, Matt, great job. Great job this afternoon. Matt Sims on the sideline on a hot day. Shaw wins it 23-3. Final thoughts, Jeff, about this one?
Well, just a great day for the Archbishop Shaw community, as Coach Mark has said earlier. The stadium looks great. The field looks great. Had a great turnout, even in this heat. They get to go right a couple of feet away and celebrate the victory with some shrimp and jambalaya.
Yep.
And again, I know I did a lot of reminiscing, but I was just thinking about all the people here and how much this stadium, probably means to them. Some long-time administrators, Ernie Chasson, Dennis Coulon, and John Korb. They've been here forever. They're associated with Shaw, and I know that they're proud of what happened here today, as I am. Very, very, very proud.
No doubt. And just an overall solid performance by Shaw in all capacities this afternoon. It's what it takes to win, and they get it done 23-3 here in an outstanding effort against Vandebilt Catholic. So big win for Shaw. Matt, we'll probably shut it down here. We appreciate you, and I think Matt's looking. He's still trying to do his job. He's still trying to get players. But that's him. Great job by Matt. I want to thank Matt Merritt for their jobs well done, and I want to thank Cartrell in the studio as well. And thank you for watching and listening. As the final score here this afternoon was 23-3. Shaw winning it over Vandebilt Catholic. So that's going to wrap it up from here this afternoon. Now this is Ken Trahan saying thanks for joining us and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long. All right. Thanks.
I got one in the bag. You want to switch it over and see?
We tried. We've had no problem. Never had a problem.